No, he did.
Yeah, Chad did.
I got to send it to him.
Oh, I thought you were saying me. Am I in the right?
Up, everybody?
Am I in the right position, Chad? Or?
Do I look right there?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm so confused right now, dude. I don't know.
Rob's always confused.
Yes.
That's why they call him Rob Zombie.
We are just chilling out. It's Friday night shenanigans. We're just trying to make sure everybody's in frame because it's a little tight up in here. Sausage fest tonight, but it's all good.
Ew.
Oh
Man, we're starting early.
he started talking shit right away.
Hold on. Look, read the sign.
No swearing.
I didn't
Chad's
say
already
anything
swore.
That is bullcrap. He says the Chad shot is junk. Absolutely not.
That's a shit.
The Spro,
not.
the Spro glide bait. The
What's
Chad
up,
show.
Brian? What's up, Jason? What's up, Joe?
How can you see this?
I kind of wish Paul was on
Hello,
tonight.
Miss Maria.
Brian Dyson in the house.
I kind of wish Paul was on tonight
Yeah,
because I
let
definitely
everybody
have
go
something I want to argue with Paul about, and I've kind of
It's-
alluded to it a few
You
times.
two always want to
but-
argue about something.
Yep.
It's not hard to find something to argue with Paul
One
about.
night,
No.
one night is okay with you guys not arguing.
Right.
Yeah.
My argument was going to be, I think, in my less than professional opinion, something is up with the flats. Something is going on. Something is not right up in Haverty Grace right now. All is not right in Detroit.
That's what I
Well,
hear.
We knew that, but in
What's up,
our
man?
Detroit.
Real quick, I gotta say, what's up, Maria? Love you. My wife's online.
What's
Gotta
up,
say
Maria? We love you.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
by
can't.
the way, we have a special guest tonight.
Oh, yeah.
Evan Givens, Hippie Gibbs, the one and only, finally managed to get him out of wherever he comes from. Bars,
The acid
raves,
bar.
anywhere.
Never mind.
So
dude.
we're definitely gonna talk about Evan and Rob's partnership and their plans for the Thursday nighters a little bit later.
What about them
Well,
fishing
I'm
together?
I'm a little mad
That's what I
at
mean.
Evan.
Oh.
yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Besides our partnership, when fishing wise, I'm a little mad at Evan right now.
Oh, shit.
He told me he can't fish the solstice with me this year.
Yeah.
So Joe's comment. Joe said, "Are the
I'm not
stripers
really mad
are
at
the
you.
stripers still chewing on the flats?" The answer to that is, according to
Go
all
find
the
out.
old men I talked about, according to the old men I talked to on the boat ramp today, yes. And I think that's causing some of our issue with bass. And like, you can say what you want in terms of is the bay fishing the way it should be. Whether the fish are there or not, the bottom line is the bay is not fishing to the caliber it usually fishes this time of year. I mean, it's insane. It's actually very low. So, like, if you look at the SFT tournament last week, 56% of boats in a 150 boat tournament didn't weigh in a fish.
Oh,
Did not weigh in a fish.
I thought you were gonna say where they're catching them at.
Well, I mean, yeah, they're
Well-
catching them in the water. Duh.
There you go.
At the end of the day, I feel like we have this conversation every year.
Yeah.
Why aren't the fish on the flats normal right now? And it's always this time of year. Before the Mike Iaconelli tournament, right at the Susquehanna, everybody's always like, why isn't it this? Why isn't it that? Well, it's starting to become a yearly thing.
Dude, I watched
agree.
the guy that fished the open there, and random dude that has like a YouTube channel from like a different state, and he was like, "You think you seen community holes? The Chesapeake Bay, the flats, worst community hole I ever seen."
Yeah.
And
No,
he was
dude,
like,
for real.
It's like nothing you. He never experienced it before, so he's like, it's like nothing you ever seen before.
Oh, when I tell people
Yeah.
about it, like friends of mine that fish like lakes in Virginia and stuff like that, they're like, it blows their mind. Like, I'll take Snapchat videos and send it to them. They're like, "How do you fish here?"
Right? Yeah, that's kind of how he
you
was.
fish, man. Like, it's crazy. It's such a Maryland thing. Like, it's the Bay and the Potomac doesn't happen anywhere else. Like, it does not happen. Like, if you were to pull up on somebody, like how we pull up on groups of boats in the flats or whatever, and I say, like, our definition of pull up, like I say 100 yards or 75 to 100 yards is probably far enough away. If you do that on Smith Mountain Lake, like, somebody's going to throw a rattle trap at your boat or they're going to say something. Like, it's just, that's the way it is. It's
People are just used to it around here. I mean, it's just like fishing in the GP and the Forbidden Zone.
Yeah.
You're just bumper to bumper, boat to boat, just going back and just in circles
Yeah.
around the whole entire parking lot.
It's a merry-go-round.
And this is Memorial Day weekend, and you can bet that place is going to be stacked with like 20 boats tomorrow.
I'm not.
At the end of the day, for me, it takes the fun out of it.
yeah, I agree
You
completely.
got 10 boats in this spot. Well, guess what? I'm going to go fish somewhere
That's-
where
Yeah.
I've never been or nobody's at or, I'm just gonna go explore because I don't want to be around 10
That's
people.
Most of the
why-
derbies we
yeah.
won were doing that. We went
Yeah.
where no one else was.
No, yeah.
That's why.
The next thing you know, everyone was there.
Not me.
No, not you. We know where you were,
Right.
and it happened
Everybody
to you
found
too.
out.
Everybody
Yeah,
was there. Where
Yeah.
you won a derby out there, and then everybody was there the next week.
Yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Especially it was.
But
it
you
was-
were doing something. You were when you won that, there was no one there.
no.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yep.
Everybody knew where you caught them. Everybody went there the next week. It's like, doesn't that take some of the satisfaction out of it?
It does.
Right.
So that's part of the
How
reason
can
why.
that be your like strategy?
That's
Let's see where
part of-
everybody else is catching them. That's where I'm going.
That's big part of the reason why.
That's my game plan.
I started fishing above the dam so much because there's just like I guarantee you go up there on Memorial Day, you might see 4 or 5 bass boats all day, maybe.
Really?
Like it's and
That's because they're all down here.
I put dude.
So
So
forbidden zone going that circle.
I can't in good faith say that Conowingo is a better fishery than the Bay, but I will say it's a better fishery than the Gunpowder by far. It's a better fishery than the Bush by far. It's a better fishery than anything on the Eastern Shore by far. And people just don't go up there and fish it because you all hear about, oh, there's rocks and there's all this, that, and the other. And yes, there are, but like,
Don't go there.
I love it, man. It's my
There's a lot of
it's
Dude, I got a real quick. Snails is online. Snails, what's up, man? Good to
Mr.
see
Wheeler.
you. I'm glad you're
What's going
feeling
on,
better,
Snails?
man. I'm glad you're feeling better. Good to see you back, dude.
I hope you got a fireball with you there, Mr.
Yeah, you
Snails.
drinking some Fireball tonight, Mr. Snails? See what he say. It's going to take him a while to reply. That's why
Hold
we
up.
call him Snails.
How you liking that new boat, Mr. Snails?
Oh, yeah, the
That thing
Bass
was pre-
Tracker.
That thing was pretty
The
sharp.
blue one, right?
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, Kevin sold it to him.
I gotta be.
Oh,
honest.
is that who bought that boat?
Yeah.
The boat that Kevin was selling. Remember you asked him, like,
Yeah.
yeah, he said it was always
That's
so.
Mr. Snail.
Yeah, Snail.
How much you
Oh,
want for it, Mr. Snails?
Evan, you never met Snails?
No.
Oh, he's a trip. You would like him, dude. You would trip. We went to a Mexican restaurant at Lake Anna, and he ordered Hawaiian burger.
Yeah.
I'll have the Hawaiian burger.
Better than chicken tenders. Okay?
Yeah, I
Better
guess
than
so.
chicken tenders.
Old Snails Wheeler.
Yep.
But-
We won't be waiting for Snails to go to dinner anymore.
So
No, you'll meet us there.
But getting back on our, and I won't say the name, Rob, but getting back on what I said earlier, and I think that it's telling that in 100, 150 boat tournaments, a growing number of the field. It used to be, out of your top 10, elite, like pretty consistently, 8 or better of those boats were on the flats somewhere. It's not
Right.
the case anymore. It's just not.
Now everybody's exploring.
Guys are running. These rivers south are starting to become major players, and I think it's
The
I
river
just think it's
south
cool,
of
man.
there? Like kind of like where we were talking about?
So like
the trip we were
from the
talking
Elk
about?
River south, those rivers are starting to become a lot of players,
Well,
which I think is good. I mean, it gets away. I mean, there's still going to be parking lots on the flats every weekend, but like I don't know. I just think it's better because these fish up here, they don't get a break, dude. I mean, last weekend you had 300 boats in tournaments just out of Anchor
What's up,
Marina.
Jart Martin?
Like that's a lot, man.
Yeah, we got Jake in the house. We got Jason, Kevin's cousin Jason in the house.
So here's the other thing about the Bay that a lot of people kind of forget is that everywhere else, like New Jersey, Delaware, Pennsylvania, Virginia, not Virginia, sorry. Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Delaware, their waters are not open to catch and keep until June 15th.
Really?
So all those guys are coming down here in addition to the 100 boat tournaments at Chester County and SFT. And I'm not saying, bad on those guys. They're running a good tournament. But it's like the amount of pressure that this place gets is insane, dude.
Oh, it's unreal.
Oh,
like
yeah.
it's crazy. And I like
Boy, it fishes so small and holds so
That's the thing.
many boats.
That's
dude.
part of the problem with the Thursday nighters too. When it starts being a lot of boats and we're all on the same and
Yeah.
like everybody knows what's juice and what's not, or at least the area
Right.
you should be in and not be in.
Dude, 200 boats on the Potomac is one thing. 200 boats on the Bay every weekend is another thing because the Potomac, every creek, you can win a tournament in every creek on the Potomac. Technically you probably could on the Bay, but it's not, the guys that know the Potomac really, really well can go catch 20 pounds in Mattawoman, can go catch 20 pounds in Quantico, Nanjamoy, Potomac Creek. I mean, you gotta run, dude. The Potomac, you better have a boat that can run.
Like
CJ.
CJ.
It's not really like that
beast
here.
on the-
So it's just,
CJ and them be killing it on the Potomac.
dude, you got to
dude.
put Conowingo on there for me, please. That's my vote, Conowingo.
The one place you do not want to fish is the Gunpowder.
Yeah, the gunpowder sucks, man.
Yes,
It's just
it
the
does.
worst.
You
There's
do
no fish
not
there.
want to fish that shit.
Yeah,
You're better off going to
nothing but a bunch
Dundee.
of drunks.
Yeah, it's
You
a bunch
know,
of weed smoking drunks
I know,
floating
it's-
around on float tubes and shit.
It's crazy. Now you got all them.
Oh, I cursed.
kayakers.
I'm sorry, dude.
Now you got all them kayakers.
And then you got Chad like just ripping across like water you shouldn't even be going
So-
through.
Brian actually had a good comment that I saw earlier. He said the Potomac is on fire, and the Potomac's been on fire since like early to mid-April. And traditionally, how it works is like the Potomac gets really, really hot, and then 3 to 4 weeks later, maybe as little as 2, the Bay follows suit and lights up. Didn't really happen this year.
Is the Potomac like everywhere else a bunch of spots that everyone knows, or
Or
can you actually discover something nobody's figured out
so like
there?
I'm there's always something to discover that nobody's figured out. However, it's similar in terms of a lot of grass and stuff. The thing about the Potomac is that it's huge. It fishes way, 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 way bigger than the Bay. Way
Right.
bigger.
Then the Bay,
Fish is way bigger than the Bay.
really?
Yes.
And we're
for sure.
talking
Yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
let's say from Dundee to the Flats.
Fish is way bigger than that.
Hmm.
Because so like if you Mattawoman and Leesylvania are kind of like across the river from each other, and that's where most of your tournaments launch. So on the Potomac, you can run an hour in any direction, north or south,
Hour.
and catch them. Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. And that like to get from Mattawoman up to DC, which is where the state record was caught in the spoils.
Right. Yeah, in the ice.
Assuming it's never like slick calm on the Potomac, so you could pretty much bet it's going to take about an hour to get up there, and then to run to Nanjamoy is probably about an hour south, And these creeks like Nanjamoy, a tournament a few years ago, I think it was a Toyota Series, was won out of Port Tobacco River or Port Tobacco Creek, whatever it's called, which is down really far.
That's
So the
interesting.
Potomac
So
fish is way
down-
bigger, dude. And that doesn't include the main river shit, which is
Right.
everywhere.
So you're not talking up towards the Bay. You're talking downriver, like way downriver.
You mean
Or upriver. So downriver would be towards the Bay. So it was one way downriver.
yeah? So you
Closer to the bay.
you can
'Cause
easily
you figure that would be saltier.
It is, but a lot of it depends on. It just depends on what's going on that year with weather and shit like that.
No rain.
That's actually a good.
I mean, a lot of rain. I'm sorry. Yeah.
The water.
That is a really good topic.
That is a really good topic.
Right, because if you have a lot of rain, the water's fresher.
Okay, so imagine
You have a
imagine this.
drought, it gets salty. Sharks start like moving up by like freaking in the Patapsco River and
Right.
stuff with a
So
drought.
let me put it to you this way. Imagine you launch in Dundee Creek, and you can go catch 20 plus pounds in Middle River, Seneca, Back
Right.
River, the Chop Tank, the Chester,
Bush.
the Bush.
Gunpowder.
That's how the Potomac is. It just fishes so much bigger. And
You got all those tributaries coming out
right, and they're
onto the river.
they're all players
It's very interesting.
consistently.
Very interesting.
Whereas for
It's
years,
a lot of grass fishing.
a lot of it is, yeah. Whereas for years, dude, the Bay just hasn't been like that. It's like I remember in the SQT in 2018, everybody ran to the flats, and it was like 5-foot rollers going up there. It took me an hour and a half to get up there, and everybody went.
Dude, back in the day, that wasn't even a player. Dundee was the spot.
Yep.
That died off after the fish kill.
That doesn't even seem like it's coming back nearly as
Oh,
good
dude,
as the
Dundee
GP.
was like,
What,
you know
Dundee?
that
Dundee.
you couldn't even get a parking spot at the boat ramp, dude. It was
Dundee sucks.
well now, but I'm saying back in the day, it was the
So
spot.
the one thing I will say about so like I have a house. My family has property on Saltpeter, so I try to get around there a little bit, and I can't catch them over there, which is super weird because I catch them anywhere but Dundee. I know there's fish there. There's a lot of snakeheads, and I actually went last year or 2 years ago, and I saw fish spawning on beds because the grass had come up early, so it cleared the water up. So there is a spawning population of fish there, which is good.
Didn't your uncle just catch a lunker?
My uncle just caught a 5-pounder out of there.
It's a big fish, dude. Like,
They're there, man. Like there's fish there, but again, it's it's like anywhere. You got to go put the time in. You can't just run over there and expect to catch them.
I mean, we're on tidal water. You gotta.
Go get another beer.
Everything changes.
Hell yeah.
Okay.
Tilted at a 40-degree angle. Get
Yeah.
the foam out
Get
first.
the foam out first.
Tilted at a 40-degree angle and then slowly.
this, or is that going to not work?
He's still gonna fuck it up.
He is.
What the fuck? Killing me, Alex. Killing me.
So, but hey, man, while we got some people on watching right now, do us all a favor, man. Like and share the video. Go to the page. Make sure you're following our content.
That's not a question.
Share the video.
That's a.
I say we talk about how
Did that
Riverboat
because I
Rob.
like head.
We talk about how Riverboat Rob. Yo, good Lord, you gotta tilt it when you pour it, dude.
Dude, I just
Good
did.
look. Riverboat Rob and Evan Givens been
Oh my
whooping,
God.
been whooping Tony's ass in some tournaments all year.
You
every
have?
year. Yeah, every year, dude. Oh, fuck, man.
In and off the boat. You name it.
Yeah. We'll see. No, oh
I don't
god
even
dang
fish
it.
anymore. Apparently. I don't know.
I was gonna say we would see what happens at the solstice, but Evan punked out on me. I'm sorry.
Well, let's get on to
That
that
one's where I
topic a little bit.
Hold
nah,
up, hold
I ain't
up.
mad at you.
Hold
I was
up.
like, cry.
We got,
I'm a
we gotta-
crybaby.
We got to say a couple things first while we got some people online here.
Look
okay?
at Tony. Tony's like, oh, send it. Right now, he's sending like some kind of hate video to me.
No, he's watching porn right
oh, he's watching porn. Good. He's got something else on his
It'd
brain.
be a lot cooler if it was porn.
Yeah. All right, cool. What were you saying, Chad? Sorry, man.
I want to say
Chad
thank
don't
you
know.
to. Whoa, what's going on here? Oh, there it is. I want to say thank you to our sponsors. UMA
He
Lure
said
Company.
spoon.
Somebody said something about Robert Murphy said something about teaching.
Yeah.
UMA
Yeah,
Lure
so the
Company.
comments all the way over there, so forgive me. They're like all the way over there in front of Tony. It's something about how you pouring a beer.
Oh, hey, one of my soldiers is on. Price, what's going on, man? Good to see
Tell him
you.
to go buy some damn
What's up, man?
lures from UMA Lure Company.
Yeah,
'cause
really. Go get some UMA lure codes or you're fired.
Whatever,
Something like that.
Whatever.
UMA Lure Company.
Don't
Balsa
let
Wood crankbaits.
don't let Tony threaten you, dude. Don't put up with that shit. He threatens me every day, dude.
That's not true. Well, yeah, it is kind of true. See, Joe's a man of culture. Joe said I pour the beer the correct way. I thank you.
No, you tilted.
I did, and it still gave me a lot of
Dude,
head.
you got-
Dude,
yeah,
I can't. I just get head everywhere I go. I'm sorry. Like I can't help.
Ask Beavis.
Get nothing but head.
Tony, have you been throwing your Bass Munitions worms out on the flats?
I've been
Did
throwing them up.
Did you throw them out on the flats today?
Been throwing them up above the dam. And dude, so actually, like that's a kind of a not to.
I don't throw soft plastics the same way that you do.
So, Mr. Ken, we don't have a code, but when you go on the website, tell them that you got it from us, and Mr. Larry will probably help you out. Again, I love Bass Munitions. I know this guy's a big drop shot guy. You would love them too if you haven't used them yet. But they have some of the coolest drop shot worms. And
What's up, Martin?
There's nothing really like them out there. They kind of made a lot of waves on Lake South Holston, Tennessee. It's a Virginia-Tennessee lake. And that worm actually took it over. So when you get there, make sure you tell them that you got it from Bass and Beer Radio.
Brian Dyson knew.
What
Hey,
did Brian
Brian
say?
knew, dude. That Brian is the whole thing. I'll fill you in later. Because I said
you're
that
right.
earlier, and Evan knew what it was, and I was impressed. And now Brian knows too. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt, but it just made me laugh, dude. He knows too. God dang it, man! I didn't even think y'all was old enough to know that, dude.
God damn it, Bobby.
Taylor Lures.
Yeah, hey, everybody's asking, do you have a promo code to get a discount on the Taylor Lures?
Same thing. Tell Warren you heard about him from Bass and Beer Radio, and I'm not saying he's going to give you something, but it's something cool. Maybe we, you know what? That's something we should work out. We should work out with some of these guys, like
We
Bass
need
and
to
Beer
talk and see
Radio
if we can get
promo
a
code,
promo
man.
code
I had
going
to
on with
twist
some of these
Chad's
places, but-
arm.
If you
Dude,
mention Bass
freaking-
the Beer Radio, they're gonna charge you $10 extra. So
Probably,
do it.
actually. But for real,
those
it's-
guys.
Warren just dropped a new line of frogs. He's got a popping line out.
I
in
cannot
a, in
wait
a bunch
for
of
that.
insane new colors.
I don't know.
And,
Chad
like,
won't ever give me none. Like I was like, dude, I had to twist
I-
his
you
arm
know
to
what?
get one frog, dude.
They're so edible.
I know.
I deeply
Cheapskate.
apologize. Hey, whoa! But
I'm serious. I'm like, can I get that frog? Chad's like, no, not that one.
Shots fired.
No, not that
that's a
one.
good color.
Right. Yeah, you can have this one. I'm like, what the hell? Yeah, he was hogging them all up for himself, trying to win some Thursday nighters.
Did hit him. Get some of his walking frogs. Get some of his new popping frogs, and you definitely won't be disappointed in them. There's guy. I don't know if who 40 East Fishing. My buddy Andrew was throwing his frogs all the time and just reeling in monster snakeheads all day long.
Oh,
Andrew Donahill. So I don't have a label ready to like tag him in the show right now.
He's been on the show with us before.
Yeah, he was one. He came on a while ago.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, man.
But no, he makes was it the Terra Lure? Was it the frog that you gave me with the spinner on the back? Had a blade.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, that thing was fire, dude.
Yep.
It was fire. And then it got destroyed by a snakehead, and Chad wanted to give me another one. I begged him. He was like, nah.
I'm not the stock keeper. Warren is.
That's
Well,
the,
I'm just
that's
saying,
the thing
man.
with these lures.
Chad has a whole bunch of them.
You know,
He just
you
wanted to
have
give
all
me
these
one.
lures, snakeheads will hit any of them.
Yep.
But these guys make lures
To withstand it.
targeting snakeheads.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Ken, if the website says they're out, shoot Warren Taylor on Facebook a message. Tell him you got it from us, and he will. He might have something. The website might not be up to date, but if he doesn't have anything, when he does, I've talked to Warren a number of times, and he will make sure that he gets them to you. Warren's a great guy, and he takes a lot of pride in this business. So hit him up, see if he's got something in reserve, and if not, you'll be one of the first people he gets it to.
Yeah. If you want to know not how to get one, ask Chad for one.
Yeah, that's true too. Don't ask Chad for anything. I want to say,
Unless it's beer.
I want to get back to the.
You
to
guys
the
always want them during the Thursday nighters, and like I'm about to give up the juice that I have during the Thursday nighters
no.
when I'm trying to
You
make
don't
some
have
money
no
and cash a
juice
check.
for the Thursday nighters.
I got plenty of juice for the Thursday
Yeah.
Yeah,
nighters.
your juice last year was Bud Light, so it says enough, right?
That was before it was weird.
You should be
though.
thank
I'm actually drinking a Bud Light.
How many
so
of those
it's
Bud Lights did you drink last year?
A lot, dude. Like, we drank a lot. Hey, the camaraderie and the hanging out and just building friendships and afterwards and just talking about.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring some Pabst Blue Ribbon.
That's
next year.
dude. I stayed out way later. Like the tournament was over, like I don't know
30
what,
pack
like
my
9
fridge
o'clock or
right
something.
now.
Hell
And
yeah.
I made it home at like 2 o'clock. And my wife's like, "Where the hell you been?" I was like, "I'm hanging out in the parking lot, just talking to
Hanging out in the
Have-
It really does, dude. I
Have-
think we come in at like 8 o'clock or something.
Right.
I won't get out of there until 10:30, 11
Yeah.
No,
o'clock at
sometimes
night.
way later than that. I've been way later than that. Here's a tip: bring off. The mosquitoes up there are vicious. Dude.
Oh my God,
Dude,
yeah, they're
straight up.
horrible.
I got a full can on Johnny.
Yeah,
Those things are really
At
bad.
the end of the day, that shit doesn't do anything.
Brian, I'm glad you said something like
Wear
that, bro.
long
Check it out,
sleeves,
bro. We got
long-
the freaking
long
Bass and Beer
pants.
Radio shirt on.
I should have
right
wore
now.
mine. I got a Spro on.
Got the
tonight,
hooded performance Bass and Beer Radio shirts.
We're on a budget cut right now, so only one person gets one.
No, I actually had one. I just didn't wear
Rob's
it tonight.
got one.
Sorry.
Tony's got one. Paul's got one. Kevin's
Special
got
guests don't
one.
get one.
Damn.
But we're definitely trying to figure out if people would be more interested in them.
I take a koozie.
If I could, the koozies are coming. The koozies are coming. I'm gonna sell the koozies
The
for like
dragons
$3
are
or
coming.
$4 a koozie.
Yeah, I want one too, dude.
And then, yeah. So if we get more people interested in the shirts, I would put in a nice large order for shirts, and so I can get them at a decent price, and then try to get everybody a good price for the shirts.
Right.
And man, these things are really comfortable.
They are.
I wear
They are.
this thing all the time. Like I really
wondering what
like
that
wearing.
smell
it.
was.
Yeah, for real.
So what we're gonna try to do?
It's
so
Tony
People
actually.
already saying
Yes.
they would buy one.
so we'll.
Dude, I got. Oh,
So
go ahead.
we'll
go ahead,
put
Tony,
we'll
sorry.
put out like a poll or something. Is like, are you interested in a shirt? And if so, what size? We'll go from there. We'll touch base with everybody, and then we'll probably put it in order because it's really too easy.
A
like
bunch of people
I'm not
already
wearing
saying they
mine.
want 'em.
I should be, but
I'll
I
buy
should be
'em
wearing
all
mine,
right
too.
now, and then you hit me up to buy them.
Dude, a bunch
I'll
of
put
people
a
already saying they
order
want
for
one.
30.
I know my wife said if you made them in pink, she wants one.
ooh, pink.
The female.
That'd be cool. I
My
like
wife
that.
is
Tight,
very.
man.
Shit, I might get a
female.
pink, dude. I kind of want a pink one. No, I want an orange.
I
one.
tell you what is bothering me, dude.
Like I got it on the back.
Wait.
First of all, on the back.
That's bothering me. First of all, and Chad.
What is ass?
Yeah, my face.
What's happening?
I don't.
Dude, I'm off. Air. Chad cut me off, dude.
Finally, Rob's gone. All right, now we
Yeah.
can talk fishing.
Well, this giant freaking gummy worm is tripping me out, dude. Like-
Jason, what do you need XL size for?
Hey, look.
For mobility, trust me. It's
Have
a
you
thing.
showed people this gummy worm? It's just sitting like laying across the counter. The shit is. Look at this. Look, I'm not lying. This is what Chad's got laying. Look,
Here, hold on. Let me see it.
is that really like a gummy worm?
It's a legit gummy worm.
How mad would you
No,
be if I
it's a family show, dude. Let me see this thing, dude. Look, what the hell? Where'd you get this? This is what I gotta look at. It looks like a snakehead, dude.
It looks like a big snake
You
head.
need a 20-odd hook for that.
Somebody wacky rig that thing and throw it and see what happens.
Oh, that'd be a very popular YouTube video.
that'd be
think I
that'd be
won't?
funny. I know you
It
will.
really would. It really would. You make like a YouTube video out of that. People
So-
watch it. People watch the dumbest crap on YouTube. That's why I'm so popular on there.
One thing I
Y'all
did
do
forget
dumb
to mention.
shit.
I did forget to mention when we talked about bass munitions. I've caught 2 of my biggest smallmouth. I broke my PB smallmouth on Conowingo twice this year. Both. Oh, who's saying Conowingo? That's what I'm talking about. Both of my PB smallmouth this year
Shit.
came out of Conowingo
big?
twice on bass munitions lures.
Was it
Just
bigger than
saying.
that gummy worm?
No, quite the opposite. So I want to know who's saying Wingo because like we got to hang out. Like,
Oh, Tony loves Conowingo.
dude, it is. So what did I tell you?
You'll catch me on the gunpowder.
On the Conowingo with you.
Let's go. Just not this weekend because I got a tournament.
That's fine.
Okay, wait a minute. What are you doing?
Joe,
on,
send me a link for that Hinkle
I
knockoff,
work
please.
for myself.
Oh, there's
so
a
you
Hinkle
let
Shad
me know.
knockoff.
Be off on the 16th, the
that what you
Friday the
said?
16th. That's why I'm going up there to practice for my next
I
tournament.
have no idea. I wouldn't be surprised about anything at this point.
No,
as
I
far
think
as,
he's-
knockoffs go in the swim bait.
No, I think he's asking, is there a new Hinkle knockoff?
I was throwing a fucking.
Because Hinkle Shad
God
is ridiculous
damn
the
it.
price.
He followed up one cuss word with another.
I know that was
cuss
pretty
word. It's,
awesome. I like
hilarious.
that.
Now you know why we're
That's
team
not really a
partners.
cuss word.
Now you get the team, right?
Right.
Anyway,
Yeah.
I was throwing like
I'm
a
like-
wet noodle.
Right.
Same thing as a swim bait.
Yeah.
Tail moves.
That's what it's called, a wet noodle.
No, he was
No,
literally
but-
throwing a wet noodle.
Penne. Linguine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, spaghetti.
What? I was like, oh my god. I was like, wait.
It's
There's
called
no
a
way
wet
this is
noodle.
the joke. Hold on a second.
No, he's saying that you can
Same thing as a swim bait.
hook on a piece.
Everybody's making them.
hook on a piece of linguine.
They all
and,
work. Just pick one.
Sure.
And it's Italian mambo.
You okay?
What?
I have no idea what the
Next on Bass and Beer Radio, we're gonna have English lessons.
Italian. What the hell is the D Martin song? It's Italiano.
Hey,
Ma-
Mambo.
Mambo Italiano.
Italiano.
There you go. There you go. That's what I was trying to get. Evan got it. See, he gets me. Italian mom. Fuck, I forgot that.
What?
Settle
Mambo
down.
Italiano.
Settle down.
Americano.
Hey,
Settle down.
there's
What
your
is this?
there's your rip-off Hinkle Shad right there.
Really?
Joe sent the link to me. And
Okay, that's actually another.
Is it
thing.
really?
Wait a minute.
honestly?
It's literally called.
Called the El Chapo.
That's like a $1,000.
Yeah, but wait a minute, wait a minute.
$1,200
But the
swim bait.
ripoff
Like,
is called the El Chapo.
But look at who makes it. It's called Alternative Lures, though.
Right.
It's almost like you didn't know they were gonna rip everything off.
Yeah,
That's
but
a
how
big
much?
Thing I want to talk
How much
about.
is it?
Because Chad's the swim bait guy. He loves swim
What was
baits.
the price on
What's
that?
the difference
I
between
want to buy one.
No
the
idea.
$350 swim bait that looks the same as a $24 swim bait?
So I can actually answer that question.
Can't because I don't swim
Because
baits.
me
So-
personally, I would never, ever, ever spend that much on a swim bait.
Thank you.
People
Thank
love
you.
it. People love it. I think it's dumb as shit. But if I can buy a $24 one that
Like a S
Work-
waiver or something.
that works
Right.
just as good as the $350 one
It
that
doesn't.
somebody
but
made.
they don't
Okay, but like,
Why?
okay, wait a minute.
That's what
because
I'm
they
getting at.
don't.
Are you gonna
Because they're
sit here?
not like
Why?
so your really expensive
Because they
ones.
don't. They don't have the same.
But
action.
okay, but like, are we gonna sit here and
hold
say that an
If
S waiver
you're
hasn't
gonna
caught
throw-
more
If
fish?
you're gonna
No,
throw
hold
big
on.
swim baits,
I got 'em
you
worked out. Here we go.
if you're gonna throw big swim baits from the more
go
expensive
pour it in
models
your
to your lower plastic models,
Okay.
there is a distinctive difference in the way that a lot of their
Oh, the
swims
way
are.
it's made too,
I'm not
Chad.
saying they
The
don't.
way it's
work.
made.
You can
Okay.
absolutely
The
still
way it's
like, dude,
made.
a S waiver freaking 168 is a fantastic $30 freaking glide bait.
Yeah.
The
It's not a
Jackal
Hinkle Shad,
Gantrell
though.
Junior or the Jackal Gantrell is a fantastic
Getting better.
$30 glide bait. They're
Okay.
great. They
So
work.
if I go out and I buy a Louis Vuitton purse, and then I go to Ross and buy a whatever purse, it's gonna hold the same shit, right?
I mean,
Yeah,
we're
but that's,
kind of
like, different.
we're kind of talking different.
Is it
here.
though?
Yeah.
I mean, so
Because for me, at the end of the day, it's just all about the name.
I mean, so
Who
here's the
made
thing
it?
too. Here's the
Who
other thing
made
too.
it?
Bro, what's up, Joe? Here's the other thing too, dude. not all, like, if you want to throw swim bait, say you want a specific swim bait,
I
they
wanna
don't
get
all
into
come
it
in
a little
fucking
bit.
plastic models, dog. If you
They're not
want,
hand carved.
If you want a specific swim
Carbon
bait,
fiber
guess
and
what?
shit.
That swim bait costs $150, $200, and that's what you're going to pay for
So
it.
does my
if
whole
that's
rod
what
and
you
reel
want.
set up.
That's kind of what I'm saying. So
Right on.
I'm
I mean,
I'm the
everybody's different, but here's the thing: if I want to have a Psycho Gill, which is like some $350 top water wake that's hot as shit right
it's
now,
insane.
it's like that's what you're going to pay to get one right now because you can't get a rip off model. There's no plastic model from Spro available.
Why aren't we making one?
Victor, you know what I mean?
oh god.
Oh god.
Now you got him. Now you got him going. So here's my thing. I'm the same way with like the jackhammer.
Oh
and the,
yeah,
and the
Joe, we want to
chatterbait.
hear about it.
So I'm just I don't know, man. Like do I think the jackhammer is a better bait than a regular chatterbait? Yes. Do I think it's better? Do I think it's worth
Yeah.
$10 more? No. Like I just don't. I don't think
That's
it's.
the difference.
I honestly, we need to get this call-in thing figured out so I can
Yes,
send a link to
dude.
Joe because I would like to hear Joe's opinion on this. Honestly, he's an even bigger swim bait guy than I am.
Oh, I
So-
didn't know
Oh yeah, he, like absolute swim bait hammer. Three PGs, Psycho Trouts. Doesn't leave home without one. They're fantastic baits. But you're talking a couple $1,000s in swim baits just in that comment in 5 baits.
dude. So like, I mean, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. I just so from a tournament fishing mindset, which is what I've been on now
They're
for
not
the last
tournament fishing lures.
right, and that's I need to get over that before I start throwing them, because to me it's like every time I go out fishing, it's like okay, how can I replicate a bite? And I understand the appeal of a swim bait is you're throwing a custom bait and you're trying to catch that once in a lifetime big fish, and that's what people do with them. I mean, a good friend of Paul's, Mike. I've met him a few times. Nice guy, Mike Powers. Went down to Dream Catchers and caught an 11-pound largemouth on a big glide bait. Like I get it. That's the point,
Dream catchers.
dude. I can't though. Like, man, I've got to
Alston.
throw something that where I feel like I can catch 5 decent fish in a tournament. Now, are there guys that are catching big fish on the
Dude, I
Elite
caught,
Series
like,
on
I
swim
caught-
baits? Yes.
I caught like
Like,
10 on
Milligan.
the swim bait the other day.
Milligan
There's
killer.
times where it can work, and I keep on trying to stress this to people all the time. It's not that you need to throw it for the tournament, but you know what would be great? When you're pre-fishing for the tournament,
Yeah.
fantastic bait to use.
I'm not
Find a lot of
against it.
followers.
I might have came
Locating
off
fish.
as
You're
I was
locating fish.
It's
I
a
might
good
have came-
locating
I might have came off as
search
I was,
bait.
like,
It's called a
against
search
it.
bait.
I'm not against it at all.
Evan is saying
More power to you if you love fishing with them. You like spending the money because guess what? I like spending my money on concerts and stuff like that.
Right.
But it is what it is. But at the end of the day, if I throw one of them in a tree or get hooked on a log,
Oh, dude,
I'm
you're
going
going in
scuba
for
diving.
it. You're going in for it,
'Cause
straight up. But
$300 on a bait, that makes me sick. to be
it is.
honest.
It is.
Yeah,
It is crazy, dude. Straight up. I'm not saying it's not crazy, but it's a hobby. It's not a tournament
It
thing.
is.
it's a hobby.
It's almost like a collector.
It's a
thing.
hobby, dude.
It's
Yeah,
like a
that's-
collector.
I can't say enough that the amount of adrenaline that runs through my body when I get destroyed on a big glide bait compared to when a crankbait hit is just
So could we equal this out with like your fishing with swim baits is like using wooden decoys for duck hunting? Is it like kind of the same thing?
That's
You
not
should-
even.
I don't even know what the
Time out.
comparison.
you should
like
watch.
that.
Time out.
Is it? It's got to
It's
be
a
kind
video.
of
I'm
something.
about to
Hold on,
say
hold on.
something really uneducated and
gonna
ignorant there,
start
but
a
don't they just
podcast.
float?
Okay,
like-
I'm just saying
Don't they just float?
decoys.
Obviously,
like
you
some of
have
them, yeah.
obviously you have way difference in like decoys. You have some that are like textured. And all
I'll be
that
here a
stuff.
lot longer than I thought I was if we started talking about duck hunting.
You should
That's
You
wintertime
should-
conversations.
you should watch a video called Southern Trout Eaters
Ooh,
to understand the swim bait world
big
and what
fan.
it's about. And
So-
like the reason that some of them are so expensive, those are like handmade swim baits that have been proven and caught multiple double-digit fish.
Okay, so what's the
Right.
So
And they're
I'm a
very
big-
hard to get. They're not like Malta.
I'm
They're
a-
not like Spro, or they're
Listen,
not like
I'm a big debater.
a Z-Man, right? They're like smaller companies. The guy is actually like making
This
them in
is
his garage.
Your grandfather's grandfather's grandfather
Right.
making it. Okay.
Right. Why you call me
He's-
so old? I
he's-
ain't that old.
He's
motherfucker.
whittling it. He's whittling it down. You know,
Right.
making it
Right.
this.
Well, you gotta- that's-
making it that.
It-
Okay,
but it's
great.
been proven over
Well,
time.
What's
to,
the difference between a machine doing the same damn thing and
Well,
making 1,000 of
no, that's not what I'm saying. And the machine can do the same
kind of
thing,
agree
right?
with that.
Well,
I kind
no,
of agree.
like I get that. Like a machine can do the same thing, right? Like take the Vixen. You know how much I love the Vixen, and yes, but what I'm saying is these baits were like rare and hard to get. Even when
So-
they came out, they never blew up and were like at freaking
Back to the
They're
Every
not
store-
mass-produced baits.
right.
back to
They're
the
just
Getting
proven.
on- Getting on these
Back-
bait drops for these
it's who made
expensive
it.
companies.
Yeah, I think it's
is
a
That's
who
hard.
made it thing.
That's just
It's
how I see it.
duck
Maybe
hunting.
you
Duck
could just be
hunting.
paying for the name. Could
You
be
go,
paying for the
you
name.
go out and
Yeah.
buy a wooden decoy.
But it was
Now I
so-
see what you're
Charlie
saying.
Bryant. Yep.
Madison, you know, all these guys. You buy a wooden duck that's this big from
Right.
them, thousands
Am I
of dollars.
Still on.
Because people are into it. It's a collector
No,
thing.
cut me
I
off.
have no idea.
You know, this
Me
man
neither.
handmade it, this, that, and the third. Great. But if I pay $350
But-
for a swim bait, I'm putting it on my wall, and I'm not.
Well, yeah,
using
me
it.
too. If I had one, I don't think I'll be throwing it.
Same
There's
with
But,
the
nothing more
Madison Mitchell
rewarding than
decoy.
catching a big ass fish on one of those swim
Oh,
baits.
I know.
but
I'm
what's
sure,
the?
I'm
That's
sure.
like it's like saying what's the difference between like a Mossberg shotgun and a Benelli?
A lot.
Yeah.
Right. You see what I'm saying?
One's
Easy
Italian,
because I have a
exactly.
Mossberg.
One's
so-
Exactly.
Italian and one's
Exactly.
not. Okay.
I definitely don't own a Benelli. I
Did I
have
ever-
a Mossberg
did I show you
as
my
well.
ridiculous
Craftsmanship,
shotgun?
bro.
hold on.
Craftsmanship.
Right.
It's
That's what I'm
craftsmanship,
saying.
dude. You know?
See, you gotta put it in terms. Like Evan got that
But
right
guess
away.
what?
Same with the swim bait world.
I will go out and,
And
use
buy a
Mossberg
Benelli, right.
and shoot as many
Right.
ducks as I want.
Very true. Very
just as
true.
much as a Benelli.
Yes.
Yes, but that
Yes.
Benelli just
If
feels
I
so
have the
good.
money,
That
I'd probably
Benelli
buy
just
the
feels so.
Benelli.
Yes.
If I don't have the Benelli or the money, I'm not going to buy the Benelli. I'm going to buy the Mossberg.
I'm the most deadliest weapon out of Italy.
You just go in the middle. You can just go Remington. You know.
That's
Smith
even
and Wesson.
considering the
Yeah, okay.
semi-auto
I can't even
Benelli.
believe you
artillery.
go in the bush.
You will
with
not
Is that your
hunt-
gun, dude?
You will not hunt with
My
me.
wife got some shorts look like that, dude.
You will not hunt with me if you have that gun with you.
This is the gun in question.
It's Tony's shot.
Whether it happens now or happens at the boat ramp at 4 in the morning when we're going out,
it matches
you're not
his,
coming
it,
with
ma-
us.
it matches his socks and his boxers.
I bought. Hey,
shorts.
you know what? I bought that gun to go duck hunt the harbor. All right.
Is
So-
that really your gun, dude?
Yes.
Nah.
The first two
No,
ducks.
no, it ain't,
The
dude.
first two ducks I ever shot.
Was
I've
it
only
that-
was
is
with that gun.
No, don't lie to me, dude.
I
Is
swear.
that really your gun?
Okay. All right. So here's how this
And the
happened.
first two were his friend's decoys.
Not to derail this to a duck hunting thing, but so I'm very new to duck hunting. So I bought a Mossberg because it's a cheap entry level
look.
shotgun before I get really established into duck hunting.
Why would you pick that color pattern?
So
though?
that's a different one. So I go in there.
Different
Money.
one. That's a different
Money.
one.
So I get the Mossberg, right? I go in there, and this guy's like, "What do you think about this?" And I'm like, "I think
like
it's
it.
the only shotgun that's ever been painted like that ever." So now I kind of want it. So he was like, "What's the this, that, and the other?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm just gonna do. I'll just buy it. It was $500. It's a freaking dude. It's a semi-automatic shotgun for $500. I mean, whatever." So we go to the Eastern Shore, me and my buddy duck hunt, and I brought it as a joke. So I pull it out at 3:30 in the morning. I pull it out of the case. I'm like, "Okay, let's go duck hunting," like as a joke. And he's like, "No, you should take it." I'm like, "What? Like, I have a real one right here. Like I have a real shotgun right here." He's like, "No, dude, just take it. It's fine." Like, he's like, "Look, they're like we're shooting ducks on the fly. They're not decoying. Like that shotgun's not going to keep them out of shooting range if we call them in because they're not landing right and all this, that, and the other." I'm like, "Okay." So I took it and I killed a green winged teal and a pintail.
Nice.
Which a pintail, and Evan will say when he gets back, a pintail's like for a lot of people, it's kind of like a once in a lifetime duck. Which that's like you go bass fishing for the first time and catch like a 7-pounder.
Oh yeah.
So that's kind of how that.
That's
is.
not a good thing to do,
No.
honestly. But
So
I digress.
and
But,
that's the and like And as soon as we shot those ducks, my buddy Jake, who is an awesome guy to hunt with, man, he called his dad. He's like, Tony just shot a freaking pintail drake with that ridiculous shotgun. He's like, no way, that is awesome.
It looked like a box of Fruity Pebbles.
Yeah, pretty much. So that's kind of whatever. So right. So and Joe kind of hit on the head. Joe said if the ducks see that gun, they're already dead.
Right, good point.
I mean,
good point.
So, dude, them freaking
that's
things
it.
have such good
That's
vision.
clever as hell, dude.
They have such good vision.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
I know
That's what
for a
he's
fact
saying.
that I've seen ducks and geese flare off from inside of a freaking pit off of the glare of glasses or something like that. You know, they get a little bit of shine off some glasses that somebody's wearing in there.
I think
just straight flare off of when they could straight. I mean, if they come in and they're cupped, they're dead.
I think Joe's point is more like, hey, look, if they get that close to the gun, that ridiculous gun,
Right.
and don't see it, they're dead. I think is more what he meant, right?
Yeah.
Like
So-
like any duck that gets in range to shoot with that thing
Right.
is dead. I
So
think that's
that's just. And again,
Oh
it was
my
it was a complete joke to go out there with it, but it was. I mean, I killed 2 ducks with it, so that was cool, man. And I really looking forward to duck hunting this year.
There's
Like,
no Chads available anywhere, dude. I don't know why you're looking them up. Didn't you acquire?
Where'd Evan go?
Didn't you acquire a few? A little. I don't know. I think he might have some.
Listen,
kind of
hang
call or
on.
something.
We're
No.
going to get to that in a second after Tony talks about killing ducks and innocent animals.
Evan loves killing ducks.
hello?
and innocent animals.
So wait a minute. So is killing
Oh,
a,
Evan,
is killing a pintail for your first duck ever not like catching a 7-pounder the first time you go fishing?
If you kill your pintail for your first duck, you might as well just stop duck hunting.
So there you go. And I shot it with that shotgun on public land.
But let's be honest, he was with his buddy who probably duck hunts all the time, and
True.
he shot 2,
True.
and he was just like, "You shot that."
let me ask.
No, he shot the hen.
Let me ask. Uneducated, because I'm not a duck hunter. What's a pintail?
So
Beautiful duck.
Beautiful duck.
so a pintail. My mic's dead for some reason.
No, you're good. I can hear you fine, dude. Yeah, you're
mic-
loud in
mic's
my
fine.
headphones, dude. Nah, you're.
Oh, it's
yeah.
my headset.
Yeah, I
So
think it's your headset.
so
Your headset's not working?
no, it's all right. I'll unplug it. So a pintail is just a type of. Is it technically a puddle duck or is it a diving duck?
It is a puddle duck.
Okay, so it's a type of puddle duck.
I'm so lost right now.
But they're not. So there's puddle ducks and diving ducks, and puddle ducks basically they kind of stay
Puddle
in,
around.
they stay in shallow marshy areas. Diving ducks they dive for fish.
So,
He's been Googling.
So a mallard.
Did
what's
we go from bass and beer to
Ducks.
dope and ducks?
Dope and ducks. Hey, listen. I'm gonna ask a dopier question than that, dude. So what's a mallard? A puddle duck?
Greenhead,
What is it?
yes,
Puddle
puddle
duck.
duck. Green,
Okay,
your
I get
greenhead
it. I
ducks.
kind of get it.
Long story short, puddle ducks, good eating. Diver ducks, sea ducks, they eat fish,
They taste like crap.
but they're so much fun to shoot.
What's the best duck? Is a mallard good?
No,
eating?
hooded merganser.
Any
There you go.
best duck you
That
can
sounds like
divers
some.
taste like a muskrat.
literally. That's exactly.
I don't know about that.
I haven't had muskrat in years. And
I actually
I
like
didn't enjoy it last
bufflehead.
time I had it.
I like bufflehead. Like I've
Don't,
eaten
you
it
just said
before.
that on the live Facebook.
I did. Yes, I like bufflehead.
What the fuck's a bufflehead?
Okay. The only way
I'm so confused. I'm not a duck hunter.
the
I'm
only
so
way
confused.
I can get down with eating anything like that is if we make a chili, because at the end of the day, all the flavors
Dude,
and
you got a
everything
crock
else.
pot.
I like
Same thing
eating
with-
beaver.
It's the same thing
You know
with
what I mean?
geese.
All the flavors.
There you go.
Beaver.
So-
Beaver's pretty good.
All right, Keith. post
Try to
that.
eat beaver every time I can. Find some.
So it's the same thing with
You're gonna get
like,
a text in
with
about
eating,
3 seconds.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with eating geese, in my opinion. Like goose
That's
is
the main
very
beaver.
gamey.
that,
It's a very gamey meat. There's a specific way to prep meats like that so that you don't have that gaminess
Salt.
to them. And my mom always did a really good crock pot with like goose and duck meats.
How
and
you get
kinda
the
boil that
gaminess
shit
out?
up.
Dude, that
milk.
milk.
that deer that deer chili that you had, and
Yeah, that was
all
good.
the deer sticks that you've ever, dude. Oh my god,
Yeah, what happened?
Like-
to
Harmony,
them?
Harmony Ridge, bro.
it makes me
What
want to shoot
happened to
deer.
all that? You
It's
ate
in the
all that?
I know it's in the freezer
You
back
should break
there.
some out, dude.
It's all frozen right
You better
now.
eat that shit.
Shit was good. Hey, me and Evan fished the Ike
Exactly,
Foundation
Brandon
tournament we fished the
we
Ike.
gotta get going. We gotta start
Yeah,
talking about some
We
real
fished
shit.
we fished
Yeah,
the Ike tournament last year, and we both didn't bring any lunch. Luckily, Evan brought deer jerky, so we survived on that for 8 hours.
Dude, I don't eat on my boat ever.
We did.
Dude, we survived on deer jerky.
Yeah.
You want to see what I
I
eat?
It's like, are you
I
hungry?
eat-
Eat a
bro.
piece of jerky. Keep fishing.
I will sit down and eat a straight meal on the back of Tony's boat. while
we
we
we need
This
some
is all
fish
I
in the
eat.
boat.
This is all I eat all
I'll
day.
just smoke a joint and I'll be good.
Yeah, I'll drink a shot and smoke cigarettes. And,
How you
Chad,
gonna
I'll drink-
smoke- how you
I'll
gonna
smoke
smoke
a joint
and then just not be hungry?
Chad will drink a beer. He'll take a shot and he'll eat some chew.
yeah, yeah.
So the
we're
only-
I'm
terrible
eating some chew right now.
influences.
You know, we all have our fixings.
Yeah, well, hey, look, life is short. You gotta enjoy it, man. That's how I see it.
I'm about to eat some chew
That's how I
right
see
now.
it. But
That
you know
fix
what?
it, Tony?
You know what else I found out that I,
Working?
you know,
It's going in and out. It's weird, but I mean, as
You-
long as you guys can
I
hear
can
me,
hear
we're
you
good.
fine, dude.
Yeah.
You get out of life what you
My
put
dad's
into
calling.
it. Hey, tell your dad I said what's up, dude. I want to see what
We
you
go
said.
get a bottle.
Oh, come on, put dad on the air. You know, you can't do it to him.
Hello?
Uh-oh, hold on. You're going to hear this, trust me.
I'm live on the podcast right now.
So I got to scroll back up here. We got a really good update. from-
he said call you
He
back.
caught a bullseye snakehead. He had to call me.
Ah.
He's in Florida right
Oh,
now.
I was about to ask him, like, does he want to hold my
He's-
fish?
He's peacock bass
Since he's
fishing
not
right
catching
now in
them.
Fort Lauderdale.
We got an update from Zebek, who's more up north. He took the time to type this out, so we're gonna read it out and give the update. He says the perch are slowing down up there. He's fishing up in Conowingo, the Susquehanna. I'm pretty sure he might be on Conowingo side, not Conowingo, Cecil side. Correct me if I'm wrong, Joe. But he says the perch are slowing down. Bass are starting to get it on. He says it's a very aggressive swim bait bite right now. He caught a hammer, 4.8, fantastic bass. It's a largemouth. He says there's extra large smallmouth they're eating right now. He said towards the flats, the schoolie stripers are eating live line, jerks, and paddle tails. Up to 27-inch snakeheads are out there. In the Swan out from Reeds. In Swan Creek out from the Reeds. Mill Creek. Incoming hammers in numbers.
Do I care? Not at all.
Damn, you said incoming hammers, and I walked in the room. How about that?
Incoming hammers in numbers. Pissing snakehead folks off. Yes. Do I care? Not at all.
What did we start now?
No, hey, I don't want to hold Evan up too long. I know
Whoa.
Evan's got to bounce soon. You probably didn't even want to.
Let's talk about the solstice
Yeah,
real quick.
real quick before we lose Mr. Hippie Gives, my tournament partner. He can't fish the solstice with me this year, so I will be lonely out there.
For good reason, though.
Yeah, what's the reason? You going to, like, was it the Grateful Dead or
Yeah.
something?
I'm going to see 2 nights.
Was that me
New
crying?
York City.
Yes.
Dead and Company. Gotta be there.
Is it like the real? Is the Grateful Dead still alive? Like Jerry Garcia? Like or
Jerry's not alive.
no?
He hasn't been alive for a good
I haven't.
while.
I don't. I'm not a huge follower of the Grateful Dead.
So
but
now, John Mayer is in place.
is that who really?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know
Bob
that.
Weir still plays.
Oh, that's very
Bill,
interesting.
the drummer, just left. They kind of like kicked him out a little bit. I don't know what it was. But anyway, I will not be at the first solstice, which I just found out 2 days ago that I was on the same day, which is kind of unfortunate. But
But we
I
will.
can fish all the time. I can't go see the Grateful Dead all the time. So
Right.
Yeah.
But we
that's a good
will. Me and Evan will be at the Ike Foundation tournament.
we will be at the Ike Foundation tournament next week.
We're pre-fishing for it this weekend. Tomorrow,
And we're-
actually.
We're not pre-fishing for anything. We're just going out there
Trying to find some fish.
and having fun.
Yeah. But
Because
we.
last year, just like what stems back to what Tony was talking about at the beginning, it sucked. It
It
was
did.
hot as balls.
We figured a little something out, but no
The
big
fi-
fish.
the
We call
fish-
it a bunch of.
I mean,
we
I
call
wanna
it
s-
keepers.
I want to say 100 boats probably didn't come in with fish.
Right, we did though. We had a limit.
There was
We caught a limit.
There was
Didn't
like
you guys-
200 boats or something stupid in the tournament.
You guys get like
And
what position did you
We
get?
did good. We did under
Yeah, we
like
did
60,
decent.
60th position.
We
Yeah.
caught the only
that was
only
our first
two
big
people.
tournament ever.
Only 2 people weighed in smallmouth, and we were one of
And
them.
we were one of them.
And dude, the
Exactly.
funniest story ever is like the dude goes up, he weighs a smallmouth, and Mike Iconelli's like, oh man, someone's weighing in a smallmouth, this, that, and the other. And we was like, we got one too. So like the weighmaster, like we go up there and he's like checking our fish, make sure they're alive. And he was like, yeah, they got a smallmouth. Looks like it had a rough life, though.
That's that river smallmouth.
yeah. He was
Dude,
beat up.
wait till you start
creek
catching them out on the
smallmouth.
flats, man. You guys ever caught small? Dude, I catch them on the flats like every year.
No.
Tony catches
We
more
call
fish
him.
than anybody.
We call
That's
him.
not true.
We call him up. We call him up the northeast. Is about as much as I want to say about that.
Under somebody's dock.
Yeah, up farther than most people.
That's
We're
as much as I'll say
we're
about
like
that.
aluminum boat guys, like John Cox, Keith Poche type guys. So we go. You know, you're not getting your boat where we caught him. Let's put it that way.
Can't wait for my aluminum boat to come home.
Like way up beyond. There was not another boat in sight.
My dad's sending me pictures. Where's
Other camera. Here,
Other
switch the camera.
I'll switch the camera.
I don't know if it'll work.
Yeah, what's up with that? It's not.
Peacock bass.
Oh, he calls it
Cool.
peacock
He's
bass.
catching. Honestly, if you haven't had the chance to get down to South Florida and fish for some peacocks, you gotta do it. Put it on your list. If you're ever down there, down that way, even if you're a little north and it takes an hour or 2 or 3 to drive, it's worth it. There's so much water, so many canals.
Go with
prob-
Evan's dad, dude.
It's probably my favorite fish to catch, to be honest. And I don't do it often. I'm in Florida all the time, but I don't
Can't
always
drink no
fish
beer.
when I'm down there. 'cause
I hear
usually-
they're a pretty nasty fight.
Dude, insane.
You little
I mean, and then when you pull that thing out of the water, it's just like, what did I just catch?
Now, do you always drive to Florida or do you fly most of the time?
I never drive. I'll tell you my secret. I bring my tackle.
You teleport.
I bring my
Yeah, Evan teleports, dude.
take a little. No, I'm sorry.
Check a little acid. You know, he thinks he's
I
in
just
Florida.
pretend I'm there. But no, I take my reels. I take my tackle. And tackle and stuff changes a little bit when you're fishing, down there. It's different spot, different fish. Kind of the same, kind of not. There's tricks and trades to everything. But bring my tackle, bring my reels. I go to Bass Pro, and I buy the rods that I want to try, that I potentially want to buy. And then before I leave, I just take them back.
No. That's mine.
Now my
drunk?
my dad has a lot of two-piece poles that he brings with him, and he puts them in a nice container. Now screw that. I go to Bass Pro. I'll buy nice rods that I honestly want to try. You know what I mean? Everybody has those rods that they're like, I want to buy it, but I don't. Well, that's my time where I try them out.
Where's my camera when I need it?
That's awesome.
It's supposed to be a Chihuahua.
He's not. He's a Boston Terrier.
I know,
Don't you
but with
dare
the tequila,
insult him
with
that
the
way.
tequila.
He needs a
It's
little
okay,
sombrero.
alright,
okay, that's what I was
alright,
getting.
alright.
I know it's not a fucking
Look,
a
Oh,
freaking.
hey, wow, hey, God
Dude, he
damn
likes
it.
it too. Though, like he don't even want to give it back. It's the lid is on, by the way. I'm
I
not
bet you
making
take
it,
that. I bet
and
you
it's
take
empty.
that lid off. He'll let go
Hey,
of it.
if Joe Rogan can cuss on his podcast, we can cuss on this podcast.
Well, we got to make a disclaimer, like, hey, it's getting a little later, so like if you're
Kids go to
if you
bed.
got kids watching or you're sensitive,
no.
Wait a minute.
If you have kids watching, they need to watch this kind of shit.
Where?
Evan's bad.
Speaking of
Bad,
kids,
man.
where's Martin and Dustin?
They should be on here.
Martin and Dustin.
I know
where
Martin
you guys
was
at?
watching.
Martin Payne?
Yes.
Martin Payne's not on?
Smalley fishing Erie.
Yeah, where the fuck
Sweet.
Martin Payne at, dude? He's probably fishing in the morning, dude. He's probably went to bed.
Brandon
early.
McMillan.
I got a bounce.
Pictures. or it
Brandon,
didn't
what
happen.
up?
Yeah,
Pictures or it
what
didn't
up?
happen. Pictures or it didn't happen.
yeah. Tell us about.
Don't tell us. Show
Give us
us.
a little description about how eerie was.
Dude, you didn't see the pictures? Was that on
I
Facebook,
saw
or
saw
was
some
that-
pictures of him up there.
Yeah.
That doesn't tell all the story.
Oh,
though.
Martin's on. I lied.
There you go. There goes
There
Martin.
he
I knew
is.
Martin was in there.
So,
He's
Martin-
probably like in the background playing somewhere. While he's,
Martin,
like,
are you
doing
gonna
something
are you gonna like what's the deal? You're sitting on some fish tomorrow, right? Oh
Dude.
hell yeah.
My buddy's front row.
Think,
That's awesome.
Evan, you got a bounce? Or?
I do. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is
We might have to
what
shut it down early.
it is. No, they can keep going.
I got
They'll
a
talk
bounce.
to you all
I got
night.
a bounce as well.
They'll talk to you all
A bounce
night.
as well. But real quick, we definitely should talk about Givens Media while we got you here.
That's
real quick.
That's a good topic. So
Mm-hmm.
my brother Phil, he's started this media company. It's called Givens Media. Mainly outdoor, all outdoor, whether it's hunting, fishing. I mean, you name it. Anything outdoor you want to do, he's the guy. If you want a video, if you want pictures, anything, Givens Media. That's Phil Givens. Just go like his page. Go even just check out his stuff. He does weddings, stuff like that too. But his main focus is outdoors.
Who's he hanging out with these days?
He's hanging out with Ryan Salzman on the MLF tournaments.
Right. Living the.
Basically hanging out with guys that I would kill to have with. You know what I mean?
There we go.
Ask them questions and stuff like this. Well, he's, rooming with them. He's videoing them. He's making videos for them. There was one time, he calls me or sends me a picture. He's like, yeah, we're at the meeting before the tournament, MLF tournament. I don't know where they were. I want to say whatever it was before Guntersville.
The one where Salzy did really good. Huh?
Yeah, and he's at a table with Keith Boucher and Ryan Salzman and all. I'm like, Phil, you don't even know who you're sitting at a table with.
Right.
I'm like, you don't even
He's
know.
just the cameraman, dude. He's so
But
good with on the camera. Like,
What I love and I think what's hilarious and I just can't wait to get him on my boat more is now all of a sudden he wants to get into fishing.
Phil,
He
wait,
sees it.
he's usually on here.
He
I don't
sees
know.
it, you know what I mean? He's like, damn, okay, this is, you
But
know what I mean?
yeah, he's
Just
around the
he's
big
a
timers.
Big hunter. He's a big hunter.
Yeah.
That's his main thing is hunting. But now he's, videoing these professional fishermen and this and that. He's texting me every day like, you want to do this tournament with me? You want to do this tournament with me? I'm like, let's just go fish first.
Oh, listen, Evan.
Dude, I was the
me and
same
Evan,
way, man.
me and Evan been
Unless you want to
tournament.
pay for the whole, thing, yeah, let's do the tournament. But let's just fish first.
Don't listen to Evan. Me and Evan have been team partners for a few years now, and good friends. And I think one day, if I remember correctly, Evan was like, "Yeah, we might be fishing that if I'm not fishing with Ryan Salzman."
So
I was like, "Damn, Evan."
my brother did hook it up, and he did have Ryan wanting to fish the Ike tournament with me.
Yeah, he about to bail out on me, dude.
Couldn't do it because they have a professional tournament.
Hey, yeah.
Which I knew was going to
So-
happen.
Salty
I didn't want to
fishes
fish with
MLF.
him anyway. I want to
Won't
fish
ever
with
happen
Rob
again.
Wagner, okay?
No, it's Riverboat Rob. Don't say my government name on air. Jesus Christ, dude. No, I'm just kidding.
Riverboat Rob.
There we go.
Why would I want to fish with anybody else?
Hey, we want to. Hey, man, we did our thing a couple times.
Damn
Like,
right.
we put a hurting on them boys a couple.
I just
couple
sit here
times.
and I go out and I pretend like I know how to fish, and sometimes it works out.
It's not true, man. Evan be smashing them. Don't believe that shit.
Well, me and Rob only went fishing
We're-
together one
I'm
time.
I'm a power fisherman, and Evan.
I
is-
buy
can-
all my lures from Walmart.
Evan,
okay?
yeah, Evan. Oh, yeah, no, he really does, dude. Like, I don't want to give up your juice, but like Evan's tackle selection,
Aisle
not
30
complicated. That's
Evan's
all I'm gonna
tackle
say.
selections, aisle 33.
I have,
Yeah, it's
I
not
have
complicated.
a lot of nice tackle.
But
I hate
he,
retying
he
stuff
got
on.
this.
So.
He's got this rod that every time he casts sounds like a duck or something. He's like, and I'm like, dude, you gonna fix it? He's like, "Fuck it."
Dude, Chad says the
still
same thing
cast.
about my stuff,
actually
but I'm
just
like,
bought
yeah,
a
but
new
I
one.
casted it like 100 yards
Yeah, but
further than anybody else.
That's
Tony-
only one reel.
Dude, Tony gave me a hook one time. That's why I call him Rusty Hooks, because he gave me a hook one time. It was like the rustiest hook ever. He's like, "Hey, you broke off and you need another hook? Here, I got one right here." It was so rusty. It was like your grandfather's like pipe wrench that's sitting in the garage.
Did you catch a fish on it or not?
I did.
There you
Joey.
go.
The fish got infected, had to get tetanus shot.
Yeah.
No, seriously. Hey, look, it makes you wonder sometimes, because I also was watching.
Damn it! I forgot to record this whole episode
I was
so
watching
far.
some of the old school
F.
fishing guys.
Everyone press F in the chat.
Thank
I-
God.
I,
Don't.
All right, I'm starting the recording now, and we are talking about
But
And I
we're getting
gotta
ready
go.
to bounce. We got to bounce. Hey, listen.
Rob is leaving, and me
Perfect
and Tony are
timing.
going to start a new
Listen,
topic.
listen
so.
though. I was watching some of the old school fishing guys, and this is true. It's very true because I
You're
was there
watching
then too.
yourself fish?
Right? Yes. Like it was in my day, right? And when like braided line came out, we didn't use leaders, right? It was just straight braid.
I still do that.
Me too. I don't think it's like it doesn't make.
It does.
Now,
okay,
I
so
want-
Depending where you are.
where you guys fish, it doesn't make a difference.
Now, I will say some
I
fish
just
are
blitzed, dude.
they call it line shy. Okay, well, I will say I'm sure there's places out in the world that fish are line shy.
Denny
Does it mean
Brauer.
you're not gonna catch one or two? No, but if you change it, you might catch 5 or 6.
I feel like that's like a Loch Raven thing to me. Like,
So
Exactly.
when I
you're
used to
talking
fish,
like Loch Raven,
A lake,
Clearwater
a
reservoirs, things
reservoir,
like that, it matters
yes.
way
when I
more
used to
than
fish a lot of
others.
clear water, I went
Denny Brauer.
I for a summer.
How you do it subliminal.
For a summer, I went down to 6-pound
Denny
tests on
Brauer.
all my finesse gear, and I actually from 8
Oh
to
my
6,
God, dude.
from 8 to 6, I definitely got twice the amount of
I
bites.
think it would matter then.
You probably lost
But
twice
power
the amount
fishing-
of fish.
So
Yeah, I mean not kind, but a lot of you have to learn how to play the fish more. So in that initial time, yes, I did, but once I learned I learned my gear, I didn't lose as many fish. So
I will say, and back to the peacock bass thing, I used the Yozori
This dude shredded a whole piece of paper. and made it.
Invisalign.
Oh, that's not even Walmart. That's Ollie's.
No, this is Bass Pro.
I'm just joking.
Yozori, Invisalign, whatever it is.
Right.
It's leader line,
Uh-huh.
and I've tested it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Totally would have to say I catch more peacock bass with that leader line than straight braid.
Really?
100%.
now, what knot do you tie
Not a question of.
for braid to leader?
I couldn't tell you what it's called. I ain't
Uni
fucking
knot or
professional.
something. Hey,
It's
so
double
I
uni
FG
with a-
knot.
FG.
FG knot is the best.
I tie the knot that doesn't come up.
I,
It doesn't come apart. No.
if I'm
I tie the
flipping.
one that doesn't break.
I don't sit here and YouTube the knots and stuff. I just
Well,
tie
so
it
the only
up,
thing I
you know
use
what
braid for is pretty much top water anymore, anyways. And then everything else, I ain't gonna lie, it's like 20-pound fluoro.
I'm a lazy fisherman, so if you know,
Except crankbaiting.
I'll start with a
I
leader.
step it down to like 12-pound.
I'll start
fluoro,
with a
but
leader.
Everything else,
Once that leader
20-pound
gets,
fluoro
Once that leader
braid?
gets so small, what happens? Well, now you got to retie it. Nah, screw that.
sounds like a lot of
See,
work.
I stopped myself.
You did it.
Screw that.
Sounds like a lot
I'm
of work.
tying my spinner, my whatever it is, right to that braid. 'cause
Spinner bait, I throw on
I'll worry
20-pound
about that when I
fluoro.
get home.
Dude, that's every rod
I've
and reel
thrown my spinner
combo.
bait on
I'm a
20-pound
lazy
fluoro.
fisherman.
Every rod and reel combo I have has a specific line on it for a specific reason.
Right, but so
Like-
here's my thing. Here's my thing, Tony, and think about it this way. And of course, you can get more detail
get
with
that?
it, but there's like basic, like a 7'3" rod. It's kind of your all around rod.
Sure, 7 to 7.3. Sure.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah. Same with line. 30 to 50-pound braid, 12 to 20-pound fluoro. It's kind of like
I
now
get.
you
I'm
could
gonna have
dial
to
it in
disagree with you
closer.
on that one.
Yeah.
I'm vehemently actually.
Well, let's hear it.
So all right. So
It's a good time for me to leave.
depends on.
I got to bounce too, but oh, I got to hear this real quick. Real quick.
So it depends on the bait. Crankbaits, especially the thicker the line, the less it'll run depth wise, and anything that has action, the what's the word? The thicker your line, the higher the diameter of your line. Not necessarily the pound test. The higher the diameter of your line,
Right.
and I say that for a reason because if you like even Seagar, right? Base X
Right.
and Red Label 15-pound tests are different than Tatsu, right? So smaller diameter line gives your bait more action for sure.
I agree with that.
And especially when you get into finesse fishing, the less your line is, the quicker it sinks and the more sensitivity that you get. Now, on the
you know what
gunpowder,
finesse fishing is for me?
a wacky
Like-
rig,
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
about
that's
as
crazy.
finesse as it gets.
dude.
Maybe a fluke,
Oh, what?
a wacky rig.
Fuck.
A
What are you,
Nico.
10?
Actually, a Nico rig.
What are you, 10 years old? You want to throw a wacky rig?
No, I'm saying that's
what
about
you
it's
throw.
finesse.
Shut the fuck up.
dude, go
I've never
smallmouth
seen
fishing
him
with me
throw
one time.
Like, every time I go out with Evan, he's throwing big swim
Go
baits.
smallmouth fishing with me one time.
Yeah.
I'll have 6 spinning
I
rods
carve
on the deck.
myself, dog. $3.50 a pop.
When I go smallmouth fishing, when I go
Sorry, Tony.
smallmouth fishing, I'll have 6, 7 spinning rods on deck and like maybe 2 to 3
That's
spinning
actually-
Right.
bait
But
casting
you got to
rods.
remember that I'm a power fisherman. I'm a shallow water guy. I have one spinning rod that I barely use.
No, that's one thing. So you always see all the pros. They have all their bait casters, but then they always have their spinning rods.
Oh yeah.
And then, like you just said, you have your multiple spinning, whatever. I love flipping. Flipping is one of my favorite things to do. Whether it's a jig, a soft plat, whatever.
Never a wacky
I love
rig.
never,
Anything but a wacky rig.
never. I love to flip.
Z-back, dude.
But for
When I'm
some
tuna fish,
reason,
all I use is
when I
rusty
first started
hooks.
fishing,
Yeah, Tony's all about line, but he put ties a rusty hook on it.
when I first started fishing, all I used was a spinning reel. Ever since I was a little kid,
Yeah,
I hated
yeah,
bait casters.
we all did.
I hated them until I bought a boat and I got into it a little more. And I'm like, all these assholes are using bait casters. I might as well be an asshole and use one too. And I learned it. Now I'm like, man, I feel like I go to a spinning rod and I feel like I don't even know what to do anymore.
I'm more
Yeah.
comfortable with the spinning rod in my hand.
As
I'll be honest with you.
anti-spinning rod as I am, I caught my second personal best, almost my personal best, as you guys know, on a spinning rod.
So every
I don't know how it happened because I never thrown
every
one.
smallmouth I've ever caught over 4 pounds, except for one, has been on a spinning rod.
So I'm like
every
that.
single
I'm
And I've
all
caught
about.
probably like 20.
So
I don't know if you guys watched my last video that I posted, but like the stuff that Keith Poche is doing, like jumping dams and all. I put a video out how, okay, maybe he broke the rules, maybe he didn't, right? Like I don't care if he broke the rules or not. That's a whole different
people
debate.
jealous of
It
it.
shouldn't be against the rules.
I agree.
That's
If
what
you,
I said in
if
my
you could
video.
get your boat there,
Man, I want to see more of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you're like, if
Keeps
you
fishing
want to,
entertaining.
right, if you want to be like a offshore guy, forward facing sonar, that should be allowed too.
then
I'm not
didn't-
against that. I'm
didn't-
saying you need both. So I had to explain.
Didn't Duckett do something?
A lot
where-
of people have done it in the
Yeah.
past.
So-
So the whole
They
the
were
whole
like
big
10-minute penalty.
the whole big controversy is did he break the rules or not? So my video was not about that. My video was
They're scared.
we
of it,
need
dude.
Keith Poche. We need John Cox.
Yes.
And I'm not saying we don't need the offshore fishermen too. We need both to make it cool. So I kind of use like basketball as a comparison. And I'm like, you got 3-point shooters and you got your slam dunkers.
Yeah,
You want to take slam dunking out the game and just make it all 3-point shooting? It's boring.
that's a good way to.
Right.
look
That's
at it.
actually yeah, that's pretty good. I like
Yeah,
that.
the video is
straight up.
actually pretty
And the
popular.
other thing is
Yeah.
like, where is it gonna progress? Where is it gonna go? What's gonna change? Is it just gonna be the same thing all the time? No, because nothing ever is. Everything always changes. Baseball right now is talking about robotic umpires.
That's horrible.
Okay.
Don't do it.
I
Do
think,
not.
I think
Robotic-
that's dumb. But
Give me
that's
a robotic co-angler.
That's-
Since Evan can't fish.
give me a robotic.
So here's my whole thing with the
Yeah, I
whole
could
Keith
almost
Poche.
kill myself right
Yeah,
there.
I don't even have to fish
So-
anymore.
Here's my thing with my biggest issue with the Keith Poche thing is Keith
I'm gonna
Poche.
make a video about that.
Did he even have the fish to win the tournament?
No.
Okay,
I even
so-
mentioned in my video, like
So
he wasn't
that's
going
the
to
thing,
win
right?
anyways.
So that's the thing.
Yeah.
So how many tournaments in the last 2 years have been won on Live Scope, and how many have been won doing stuff like that?
More on live scope, I would say. John Cox is one of a couple. Keith Poche is one of the people that have one.
All right, we
Shallow.
want to talk about someone who's changing fishing, and they hate him. Robinson, what's his name?
Matt
Matt
Robertson.
Robertson.
On him.
Dude.
On him.
Nobody
Hey, dude,
hates
he,
Matt Robertson.
hey, you
They
see, he
hate
got in
this
trouble
guy.
for taking his
Okay.
pants. He got in trouble for taking his pants off. Dude.
They
Have you seen this?
these
No.
old
Oh, yeah. He took his
old
pants off.
professional
That's
bass
awesome. Oh, live.
fishermen.
He jumped off the
Dude,
boat.
Yeah, on live.
these old professional bass fishermen, they hate this guy.
The whole sport has
That's
gotten
my
away.
point.
He can
The-
go out
yeah.
on a Friday night and get tore up. Strippers.
He's
drunk,
like, I don't even do no tackle
blowing,
prep.
blowing stuff up, guns, whatever, redneck.
Right.
And he could go and fish and win a tournament the next day. That's the only reason they're
Dude,
mad.
pro
They're
fishing.
mad because he's chugging 2 beers
Yeah.
at the same time
But
on a
but
bass
but
stage.
here's
Like,
so watch the movie Happy
cares?
Gilmore.
I love it.
Watch
Yeah,
Happy
I love
Gilmore. Watch Happy Gilmore.
Exactly.
Okay,
It's
so
like,
He's like Happy Gilmore.
This is part of the reason why I don't follow
Matt
pro-
Robinson to fishing is Happy Gilmore to golf.
This is why I don't follow pro fishing, because the core of pro fishing on every circuit has gotten away from the roots of fishing,
And
which
trying to make it
is
fun.
exactly. It's
Yeah,
all
and
now.
entertaining.
Now
Look,
it's politics.
now it's all about: do you have the newest crap? Do you have the newest shit?
Yep.
You know, is your we got Jacob Wheeler running $150,000 bass boats. I mean, who the hell can afford that?
Dude,
it just
you could spend $30,000 on electronics, maybe more.
if
it
me,
doesn't.
Oh yeah.
this is a long shot, but if me and Rob won that Bass Cat at the Mike Iaconelli tournament, guess what we're doing with it?
Selling it.
Exactly.
Hell yeah, man. Hey, look, we Derby River kids.
Exactly.
We
Damn
be,
right.
we be,
No way,
we be
dude.
down.
Selling it.
You look. You,
We're selling it to Chad for double the price.
we be at, With Lou, sell it to Lou. Hey, look, we be in some spots.
Sell it to Lou.
We'll be in some
He
spots
wants a glass
that
boat.
we'll be in some spots that you be like, how that? Where y'all? Like, how you can't get there? Like, yeah, we did. It's like, did you have to get out the boat? No, we jumped that shit. Keith Poche style.
I'm gonna start
But-
doing.
but-
I'm gonna start doing these Thursday nighters with the mud motor.
But
Should.
look,
Do it.
It's not like we have like it's not like you have a huge advantage, right? Because we can't run anywhere.
Right.
Now,
Yeah, idle.
A guy with a guy with like a nice glass boat, you could run up the flats really if you wanted to or something on a Thursday night. You're going to spend what
So
in
here's the
gas.
thing.
But my point is like you can go anywhere you want. We can only fish shallow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Can't go out in the middle of the bay somewhere.
Yeah, like I
So
could in a
can't
Thursday
cut
nighter,
across it.
in a Thursday nighter, dude. If it's clear, I can run to Still Pond
Right.
or Fairleigh Creek or whatever.
So that was my point.
Like,
Both
But
are needed.
at the same
Like,
time,
I agree.
You need a little of both. You
at
know?
the same time, they do make really nice aluminum boats.
Oh yeah, that you can
Like,
run
you
in.
can put a 200 on or a 250
Oh, they
on.
probably if they made it legal, they probably make a fiberglass boat that could slide right across like freaking 30 yards of dry land.
And with those
Have some rollers on
with
the
those
bottom of it or
aluminum
something.
Boats, you're doing the same thing a fiberglass boat
Right.
does.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. You kind of need both. Like each side has its advantages.
Do I wish I could send it down the entire bay in 30 minutes? Yes, I do.
So what I kind of said on my video, like I said with like the basketball comparison, it's like you got kids that like they focus on shooting 3-pointers and all, and you got other kids they want to like slam dunk over
Damn
top of
right.
people. Both are cool. Like both have their place. Both are needed. You take the 3 points out. It's just people dunking all where. Like you know what I mean. And then
Or
you
vice
take
versa.
the dunking out and just people shooting 3-pointer. You kind of need like a little balance. Like hey, you
Well,
got your
look,
shallow
put it this
water
way, right?
guys, you got your
Put it this way.
3 points, yeah.
think of the difference between guys like Tony Hawk and Rodney Mullen.
Right, exactly. Rodney Mullen,
Well, they're
the
best
greatest,
friends, so.
the greatest street skater ever invented, and then Tony Hawk, greatest vert skate ever. Two
Right.
totally different types of skateboarders.
Yep.
And Evan's right; they're very good friends. Two totally different things. 1,000% two totally different things. And skateboarding even fell into where vert skating was like it at one time. Then it fell off. Street skating took over. Vert skaters couldn't. And then, you've been feeling that jerky, but either way, like the main point was, you need. We
Yeah.
don't want it to be like a one-dimensional sport.
Dude, and I'm the same way, right? So like I feel the same way with motocross with 2 strokes and 4 strokes. Like I think it's boring that everyone's running basically the same thing, running a 250F, 450F 4-stroke. I would like to see in this class you could run this 2-stroke or this 4-stroke. Like
I agree. And
back in the
Joe, by the
back
way,
in the Ricky
Tony- I have
Carmichael days
seen-
when you could run both, man, that was the
I
deal.
agree.
I have
Like-
seen Tony use a
I
paperclip
agree.
for a hook, by the way.
No, you haven't.
Yeah. And then, when he was
All right.
pre-fishing, he's lying. I saw
On
him.
that note,
Yeah, I got to
feel like
bounce
this
too.
is a good time for me to roll.
Yeah, because I told my wife I wasn't staying long. What time is it?
9:24.
24.
She
Google it.
wishes
you
he
wanna
would
wap
stay
it up,
longer.
You and Tony going to stay on.
No, Ray and Tony are
Well, her
gonna stay on.
boyfriend's got to be out of there by now, dude.
Damn.
Yeah. Me and Tony are going to stay on and talk for another little bit.
10:15. I got a tournament
Well,
in
on
the
that
morning.
note, I will not be at the summer solstice.
Blue moon.
Rob will.
Maybe. I don't have a partner now. so-
Happy Memorial Day.
I'm going to get me a...
Happy Memorial Day.
I'm going to make me a like a stuffed... Make me some kind of stuffed...
If you're not on the water this weekend, you're doing something wrong.
Hey, Martin. Try and fish the summer solstice with me, dude.
Yeah.
Oh, Martin, you should. Hey, thanks, Evan. Thank you to Evan for coming with
Hey,
us.
I gotta bounce
Appreciate
too.
it, man.
I gotta bounce too. I love you guys.
I'll be back on
I'm gonna
again.
roll out.
I'll be back on again. Don't worry.
We're gonna have hippie kids back.
Maybe one day.
And then we're gonna start shooting ducks in a couple months.
Hey, Tony's
When are
all
you
about
not
the
at a
duck
concert?
hunting. Tony's all about duck hunting now. dude.
Question,
Yeah.
'cause That's about all I do.
Yeah, all he does is go to concerts and what? That's it. Shit.
Hey, Tony.
Hello?
Oh!
That was legendary exit.
That was very pretty legendary, dude. I got to bounce too, personally. I didn't mean to stay this long. But we had Evan on. Tony, We got to hook up.
Yes,
Man,
sir.
Are you fishing with Buck or no?
When?
Yeah.
Solstice.
I don't know yet. I don't know
Shit,
yet.
Let me know. I need.
I'm currently holding tryouts for my summer solstice.
That's what I'm saying. I might have to hold some tryouts to who's trying to jump into Solstice with me. I might just do it solo. I did it solo before a few years ago. Maybe I will. I don't know.
So, dude, I will say, so my new club, it's all solo, and
I like fishing solo.
it's a
dude.
big difference, man. It's a really big difference.
I mean, I'll fish with you,
are you fishing tomorrow?
Kevin,
I know I'm fishing with scuba.
or Paul.
I
Other
didn't
than that,
even, dude. I don't even
really
want to launch.
fish with
That's
nobody.
one of the topics that me and you were going to talk about.
I am fish. We're supposed to pre-fish tomorrow, me and Evan. We are fishing the Ike Foundation.
Oh,
tournament.
cool. Good for y'all.
It's like a week.
Are you
or two
fishing
from
up
now.
on the flats tomorrow?
Well, yes, yeah, that's where we'll be.
If you see my boat, turn around and go the other way because I'm not on fish.
That's where we'll be. Are you on the flats tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah, we kind of got. I don't want to. We got a little strategy. It's not really on the flats. So. If you want the honest truth,
It's on the water.
it's on the water.
All right, there you go.
The
Good
flats are not fishing well. I think you know where I'm going with it. I don't know
Ooh,
what I'm saying.
Martin, you want to fish Wingo Monday? I could take you up on that, Martin.
Oh,
that
Martin
sounds
didn't
like
even
fun.
answer me back. Thanks, man.
Damn,
Love
Martin,
you too,
that's threat. Martin, I like it. Let's plan. Let's talk about that. I could go for that.
You ain't got to ask Tony twice.
Oh, hold on. He's
Hey, man, we can do it any way you want. We can take my boat or yours, dude. Let me know. We better off taking my boat for what I have planned. Well, you know how the GP is. So.
Oh
I
yeah.
mean, we can go anywhere in my boat.
I can tell you, I would like to run in the solstice tournament.
Oh man, me and Martin Payne win the Solstice.
Run where?
Far,
That's legendary, dude.
far.
It's legendary.
To the flats.
No, not that far, but far. I got a little bit of something that I'm looking at tomorrow.
All right, we won't talk about that.
What boat tomorrow? I think me and Evan are going on my boat tomorrow. I think we'll be out on my boat.
Oh, Tom was out on Wingo yesterday. Tom, how'd you do? Did you catch any big ones?
Oh, there he is.
Tom always catches them, dude. Tom's a hammer, dude.
He says mayfly hatches in full swing.
Dude,
Covered
that
in those mofos.
that
bro.
is, oh my god. Yeah, you get your bait stuck in a tree up there this time of year,
All
you
the
break it.
mayflies.
You break it off.
Oh yeah.
It's interesting. Hey, look, I really do have to bounce. I was supposed to be date night with my wife, but then Evan said he come on. I said, let me run out there. She hasn't commented. She probably fell asleep. Hey, my brother's saying, oh yeah, dude, man, my brother, man, he's Tony. You got to hit him up. He's on Wingo every weekend now, trying to figure it
That's
out.
the best
moved
way to
up
do
there.
it, man.
Yeah, he moved up there. He's still figuring things out up there.
Me and
you know.
Skylar fish Conowingo every weekend for probably 4 or 5 months before we really started to figure it out.
Yeah, you got to spend a lot. Of
You got to
time-
spend a
time on the
lot
water.
of time up there, and the reason for it is, and I hate to sound like that guy, but like, you're not going to go up there and see boats. You're
Right, I see what you're saying. You can't just follow like everybody's over here doing this. That's where
Yep.
they're at.
And if you want to go up
I
in the
like
rock,
that,
if you're
though.
going to go up
I
in the
like
rocks,
that.
you got to have a set of cojones to figure it out because that shit's not marked either.
Oh, he's put me in so many dangerous situations. He's Keith Poche on crack, dude.
Tom, we'll have to get out there one day, man. That's my favorite place to fish.
Oh, hey, my wife said, "All right, Maria, I'm coming home now." Sorry I stayed so long, but you know how Tony and Chad.
You said that like 45 minutes.
That's what I'm
ago.
saying. I'm saying right now. Now I'm bouncing. That's right. That's why I've been married 23 years. Got to keep the wife happy.
Get out of
and
here,
treat her
bro.
right, man. Hey, I love y'all. Good seeing y'all.
Pizza, gross. and cauliflower.
Hey, look, man.
Peter Plopper.
I don't know what to say to that.
That's awesome.
He's talking about because I said he's put me in situations where even I was like, I don't think this is a great idea.
Oh,
I think it's
she's already out on a date. You got
oh,
you got left behind.
oh, I'm all to stay here and hang out with Tony. and Chad. Now I'm on the way. Love you. You so fun. Oh, you so funny.
So, Tom, there's actually a lot of, I mean, there's not a lot of them up there. I've caught a few up there, but they're just, I don't know, man. I don't like that they're up there.
Peace, bro.
I kind of said
Yeah,
my
thanks
piece
for
on
coming tonight,
snakeheads
dog.
already.
Oh, of course,
Thanks, man.
Dude,
Good luck
we gotta
tomorrow.
hook up and we gotta fish.
Dude, let's go up top. Let's go up top.
Do it.
Come on, man. Let's
You
do
gotta
it.
get rid of that gummy worm, dude. That shit is creepy.
It's badass. Drive safe, bro.
Yep.
All
Take
right,
it easy.
man. Hey, I'll see y'all. Thanks, man.
Yep. And then there were two.
Then there were two. But now we can focus a little bit.
We can. We could focus on the next 10 to 15 minutes before I got to go home because I have a tournament tomorrow. And I had a good practice today. I'm not going to lie to you. I told myself I'm going to go out, and if I catch...
You got to drink one more of this.
All right, fine.
My pour.
I said, if I catch 3 to 4 fish today, or 3 to 4 fish, today, before, or as soon as I catch 3 to 4 fish, I'm going in. And I was done at 10:30. So, tomorrow, who knows? You know how it works. You catch them today, you don't catch them tomorrow. The fish that I have located, they're not going anywhere. So it's just going to be an act of getting them to eat tomorrow instead of. The good news is I don't have to find fish. I just have to catch them, which is always good. I think finding fish is harder than catching them. I really believe that. And that's something I learned on Conowingo, actually, is catching fish is way easier once you find them. I believe that a lot of people, you can fish stuff that looks great, and there's just not any fish on it, which is like super frustrating. But that's why I really like fishing up there, because you actually really have to pay attention to what you're doing and start figuring out, like, really a lot, like up there, small things really matter a lot. And I don't go up there and whack them every time. It ain't like that, but I had a good fall up there, and I've had a really good spring up above the dam, so it's been a lot of fun. So
The Conowingo is a fantastic fishery, and it's a fishery that intrigues me. Due to the fact that one thing that I do not understand about Conowingo, I understand what it is, but I don't understand how to follow it, is we have man-made tide, man-made current
right.
in Conowingo. And honestly, the make or break for fishing Conowingo, in my personal opinion, now I'm going to say it's probably a little bit of an uneducated opinion because I haven't spent nearly quite as much time as you up there, but the current and the water levels and what they're doing is a huge deciding factor in whether or not I even want to spend time going up there or not.
So I never look. I don't ever go up. I don't ever look at what the current's going to be or the water level when I go there. And that's actually worked in my benefit quite a lot, because I go up there so much over the last few years to where, I know what the water level is, and I'll run so many spots up there. And I'll start to realize I catch them on these spots when the water's high, and I catch them on these spots when the water's low. Obviously, current is always good. Usually when there's current anywhere, and not just on Conowingo, there's usually fish somewhere in that area. My thing up there is, for me personally, it comes down to, I get to the ramp, the water's high, I'm fishing here. The water's low, I'm fishing here. There's some spots where you can catch them.
Out your patterns.
Right. And there's some spots where you can catch them both when the water's high and low, but most of the time I can rule out a lot of spots based just on the water level. Now I might still fish them to try to pick up one or two, and sometimes it happens, but consistently, I will change the locations completely where I fish depending on what the water level is, high or low up there. And it took me a long time to learn that. I used to go up there and I used to beat the bank. I used to throw whatever the hell it is I wanted to throw up there. And I used to beat the bank, just kind of fish the same way all the time, and you'd catch them or you wouldn't. And it was like feast or famine. I'd either go up there and catch a bunch of fish, or I'd go up there and catch nothing. And I couldn't ever figure out why they would be here one day. You'd go up there Saturday, you'd go up there the next day, throwing the same bait, the same spots, the same retrieve, and catch nothing. And over the years, I kind of put it together with, well, water level really makes a difference because of the fact that it's inconsistent, right? Conowingo is a lake. It's also a river, but it's more importantly a lake. It's not tidal. Tidal fish, and it's smallmouth, right? So smallmouth just by nature move around, but like I really think that the fish totally reposition up there based on based on the water level, and I've found that to be true over the years. So that's kind of my, without giving up the juice. And here's my thing, I'll tell anybody pretty much anything when it comes to fishing, unless it's something special or something that I was told. If it's something that I was told and then was able to go replicate, I won't say that because somebody else told me that bite. Conowingo, I'm actually pretty tight-lipped about Conowingo for the sole fact of, one, a lot of the things I've learned up there have been from other people,
Right.
guys that I've known over the years that have said, hey, try this.
You've also put a lot of time in up there.
That's really the thing. There's no community holes up there. Like, none. I mean, they're like,
No.
you find a grass.
You don't run in on
Right.
somebody up on Conowingo.
There's a grass patch. You guys all probably, if you fish up there, you know where it is. That's like the only like community hole-ish type of area up there. But for the most part, everything else is like, you got to find it. And it's taken me a long time to find stuff. And I don't know, man. Like that's one of those places where I've learned so much about fishing from fishing up there. I have learned so much about how I fish and how fish react to things from fishing up there, and it's translated a lot. There's been tournaments where I've avoided 0 and actually won tournaments because of shit that I learned up on Conowingo. So just because you do it up there, or just because you do it on the Bush or Middle River or the Eastern Shore, doesn't mean it's not going to work somewhere else. So that's why, me personally, I put a lot of value in fishing as many different places as I can. That being said, I'm not going to go spend 3 days on the chop tank. I would like to go over there for a day, but and I've learned things on the chop tank too. I've only fished it once, but I learned things on the chop tank that I've taken with me and fished other places. I don't think you get any better fishing the flats every weekend, going to fish grass and throwing the same shit, or throwing your same rotation of 5-10 baits. If you can go out there and catch 20 pounds in every Chester County Open, God bless you. But here's the thing.
I think fishing out on the flats, it is the same rotation of baits, though. You're throwing a drop shot, you're throwing a wacky or a Texas rig, you're throwing a swim jig,
dude. How many?
You're throwing a frog. It is the same repeat
Dude,
baits.
how many of the big time local sticks that fish the bay go in and consistently do well in BFLs, opens, or whatever? Like 2 or 3 that I can think of. Mike being one of them.
I feel like it's a lot about diagnosing and picking apart what you're around and if the fish are in that spot or in that place. It's
like, dude,
finding the fish and picking apart the area. One thing that I'm no jig expert whatsoever. I just picked up jigs 2 weeks ago and started throwing them and getting bit on them. And the one thing that I am quickly learning with throwing a jig is that placement is important.
Yes. Yep. Absolutely. 100%.
And that's what I think that's what a lot of guys do differently than maybe other people is they pick stuff apart more thoroughly than other guys.
That's been me all year, dude. That's been me all year. Like in tournaments this year, I've milked 1 or 2 spots for my limit, consistently. Just the way it is. I mean, right. I just, now up above the dam, I will tell you, I rarely do that because it's smallmouth. It's a little different. But like this time, like I'll fish a spot. If I know there's fish there, I'm sitting there and milking it. Like they're going to bite something. There's something in my boat that these fish are going to eat at the end of the day. And that's just kind of the route that I've kind of taken with it. And it's served me well. And it is what it is. Like the age old saying goes, you don't leave them to find them. I've done that I have been burned by that far many more times than I have by benefiting from leaving fish to find fish.
Right.
And that's just the way it is. I mean, there is. I can guarantee you, if you're around fish, there's something in your boat that's going to make those fish eat at some point, and you just have to figure out what it is. And live scope stuff like that helps. You can see them react, but
That's the hardest part of fishing, in my opinion, is like, dude, there are so many places I fish and I'm just like, I know there's fish here. But it's if you're throwing the right thing in front of their face or not, and it's you're throwing a crankbait, throwing a chatterbait, throwing a spinnerbait, worm. Whether it's wacky rig or Texas rigged, it makes a difference. The fall rate, it makes a difference. How fast, when I say fall rate, I mean how fast the bait is sinking. Is it sinking slowly? Is it sinking straight to the bottom? Is it sinking straight up and down? Is it sinking you know what I'm saying? Every bit of that matters, and it takes so much time in a day when you're trying to fish a tournament to, what up, Kevin? It takes so much time in a day to fish a tournament and figure out what they could be keyed in on.
I threw a
color,
bait.
anything.
I threw a bait a majority of the day today that I have won the last tournament on and got second in the first tournament of the year with, and I couldn't buy a bite on it today. I know the fish were there because I caught them there eventually, but it comes down to I caught them here last week or I caught them here 2 weeks ago on this bait, and now I can't get a bite. Did they leave? Maybe. Or are they just eating something else? Is there something different today that's going to cause me to catch fish differently? And that I find that's usually the case. I don't now, lakes are a lot different. Grass is its own animal, especially tidal grass. But fishing a lake, yeah, you might catch them in the back of a pocket on March, and then you go, May, they're not going to probably be there. So that's a little different. Again, that's a Conowingo thing too, is the amount that the fish move. But tidal water fishing, if I know there's fish there, dude, I'm usually going to sit on it, to be honest with you. Because you're taking a chance. You're taking a chance at running away from the fish to go and hopefully get fish to bite in a different spot. And a lot of times when you do that, you're bouncing to the same pattern. You're going to go fish grass somewhere else and hope they eat there. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. Now, if you're running for quality, that's a different story. If you're making a move because you've caught 4 or 5 pounders in this area instead of 3s, then that's a different story completely. However, if you're just looking to fill a limit, I rarely advocate for leaving. I mean, I'll even come back to spots a lot. I did that in a 2019 FLW tournament on the Bay in a college series. Me and my buddy, we started on a spot. We caught fish. The tide wasn't right. We went in, fished some docks, caught 2 nice ones, and we ran back out to it. And we got the bites we needed to maybe win the tournament. And my partner lost a key fish, and it happens. So that shit happens, but if you're gonna leave them, come back to them. I gotta go take a leak. Be right back.
You gotta take a leak. I gotta take a leak.
Switch off.
Oh my goodness, he hasn't even touched the beer that I poured for him first. But on another note, while we're sitting here talking about it, since Joe wanted to bring it up, I want to talk about transitioning over to back to Tony.
Hello?
Hello?
Hello? Anyway. Well, we're getting to that point in the show now where we got a little bit of... Okay, so 71% of you guys out there said that fish crossing land should not be against the rules, and I agree. I think it's... again, I think it is... I think it brings excitement to fishing, kind of like Rob was saying, slam dunk versus three-pointer. I think that you need both. So I agree. So I want to get to Joe's comment. So Joe said you're thinking too much. So I can see why you would say that, but for me personally, I simplify it, right? There's fish here, I can catch them. That's how I'm at. Like, that's where I'm at with this. It's like, there's fish here, I can catch them. Like, to tide. Now, do I want a moving tide? Yes. Do I really care what the tide's doing if it's moving? Not really. As long as it's moving, that's what's important to me. But if there's fish here, I want to stay here and catch them. That's really as simple as it is on a tidal body of water. On Conowingo, it's totally different, and I can't say that because I worked too hard to figure it out. But that's lake fishing / non-tidal river fishing versus tidal fishing. Again, just a different beast. But you guys out there, man, like, fish as many different places as you can. Like, I wish Rob was here right now, but like, we all love Rob. When's the last time Rob fished somewhere other than the Gunpowder?
When's the last time I fished anywhere other than the Gunpowder?
And I'm not blacklisting Rob here, but that's why Rob is able to say, I throw 20-pound tests on everything. Yeah, because you can do it there. You can't do that up above the dam. You can't.
Why?
Because it doesn't work. Trust me. I did it for years.
It's muddy as shit above the dam all the time.
Not all the time. And it might be on this part of the lake.
It depends where you are. If you're fishing a creek, maybe that's right coming in, you're going to have more clear water. Absolutely. I've seen it personally.
To get to Martin's comment, Martin, if I can stay there all day, I will. And I hate talking about practice because I've actually, only one time if I had a good practice and it panned out in a tournament. So we'll see. But if I can stay there all day, I will. And if I can stay there all day, I should have a very similar, assuming everything works out, I should have a very similar bag to what I had last tournament, according to the fish I caught today. So we'll see. I mean, it's tournament fishing. Just because they eat on Friday, you could go out and whack the shit out of them on Friday and you might not get a bite Saturday. That could happen. I could go out there and blank. I mean, I hope it doesn't, but it might. But yes, I am starting in the same spot. Now, there's spots within spots. That's a big thing that I've found is where the grass that I like to fish in multiple locations, multiple totally different areas on the bay. There's spots within spots that I've keyed in on that have replicated themselves in 5-6 different areas on the bay. So we'll see. Hopefully that works. Hopefully that means true. Right. Martin said, hopefully we won't see each other. Well, sounds like you got something else, and I hope you catch him. I hope you catch 1 pound less than me.
I want to see Martin take another second.
Yeah, me too. As long as I get first.
That's what I'm talking about. Dustin can have third, but as long as my boys are landing in the top 3.
Dude, it's been like, and this we started the show off with, is something wrong with the bay, and like, everyone's got a different opinion, but like, dude, it should not be this hard to go out and catch good bags on the bay. It just shouldn't be that hard. I'm not saying my club is full of Elite Series anglers, because we're not. However, a lot of these guys have been fishing the upper bay for 5, 10, 20 years. Some of them. These guys shouldn't be struggling to go catch limits in April and May on the flats. And that's the way it's been. So my question is, why? Is it because of the cold water and the mud? Is it because of the tournament pressure? Is a spawn unsuccessful? I have lots of questions, and unfortunately, it's very difficult to get answers to this, which kind of sucks. But that's just my opinion on it. My opinion is that the bay is not fishing to the caliber that it has fished over the last number of years, whereas the Potomac is frequently showing out like we expect it to, and the bay is just not there. So it is what it is. So we'll see. I mean, tomorrow could be a different day. I could come in with 17 pounds tomorrow and get last place. You just never know. Hopefully that doesn't happen. I might quit fishing if that happens, but we'll see. I think Chad's gonna pull up the flyer for the Middle River Bass Tournament for the solstice, and we're gonna show it to y'all. He's gonna block my face out, maybe. Can you guys see that? This is a cool feature that we're trying to do here, where you like put a flyer on the screen. Can you guys see that? Go to our.
No, not yet. Hang on.
They should be able to see it, dude. Go on the Facebook. Go on our like the live. Well, maybe we can see it on the screen. Can you guys let us know? Can you see the Middle River Bass Solstice tournament thing on the screen? And if you can, that'd be pretty awesome. So the like and share we had up earlier.
Yeah, I have no idea.
I know our Facebook on our screen here is frozen for whatever reason. So Deborah has a good point. Deborah says she thinks that the pressure is catching up with the fish on the bay. I totally agree, dude. Totally agree. Like I said before, there it is. Yeah, you can see it. So the bay fish is very small, and having all those boats out there where fish are concentrated in, the best grass on the bay is just during the spawn. I'm not concerned about 200-300 boats tournaments on the Potomac a weekend. I'm a little concerned about that on the bay, just because the fish is so much smaller. Maybe I'm wrong. I could be completely wrong. But again, the Potomac is still fishing insanely well, whereas the bay is not. And there's got to be some reason for it. Whether it's weather, whether it's water temperature, water clarity, or whatever the case may be, there's some reason why the bay has not been where we expect it. And Deborah has a good point again, found other areas. I completely agree. I think that the fish on the bay have absolutely found other areas, and I think that's telltale with the tournaments. A lot of your checks have been cashed from rivers that are south. I think it's a big thing, and I don't think that's necessarily unhealthy. Fishing, fisheries cycle. Look at Kentucky Lake, for example. Kentucky Lake used to be one of the best lakes ever. Now it it's not even. No major series goes to Kentucky Lake anymore. Bubs, knock it off. No major series go to Kentucky Lake anymore. Fisheries cycle for one reason or another. Hey, stop chewing on my chair. For Kentucky Lake, it was the Asian carp, and that was a big thing. Do I think that the bay is in the same level of detriment that Kentucky Lake's in? Absolutely not. Not even close. I do think that after this year, somebody, and maybe it's me, dude, I would not be against going out and putting together a compilation of all the tournaments results over the last 3 years, the big tournaments, and seeing what the differences are. How many limits are brought in? What's the average weight? What are the lunkers? And just making a data set and figuring out, hey, over the years, the last couple of years, this is the trend. Okay, the trend is poor. How do we fix this? Do we put a cap on tournaments? Do we not fish big tournaments during the spawn? I don't know the answer. And again, I don't mean to be a buzzkill. I'm not out here saying tournaments during April are the worst, because we all fish them. I fish plenty. I fish tournaments during April and May. Now at club tournaments, lesser of evils, but still an evil. It would be really interesting actually to go and put together a list of what the weights and the average catch rate for tournaments per month, per year, and figure out, what's the overall trend? Are we going up? Or are we going down? And if we're going down, what are the possible explanations, and what are the remedies to fix that? There's probably plenty of people out there who are gonna be like, this guy is an idiot and he doesn't know what he's talking about, and the bay's fine, and that's fine. And then some people are going to be out there and they're going to say the bay sucks and, the fishing sucks, and that's fine too. I don't know. To me, when an SFT tournament has 56% of the boats don't weigh a fish, that's pretty bad. That's in
pretty
May.
bad. It's pretty bad.
In May, that's bad, dude.
Gotta say, that is definitely pretty bad.
And, maybe it was shitty weather. I didn't fish the tournament, so I don't know. Maybe it was bad weather. Maybe whatever the case. But somebody who is independent, who is not affiliated with conservation or doesn't benefit from tournaments should do this. And, it can't be that hard. It's just a lot of data entry, dude. That's what I do for work most of the time. So it's not that hard to do. So I may try. Would you guys like to see that? Let me know. We don't have a lot of people on right now, but if that's something you would like to see, Bubs is stepping on the camera.
The dog is on the table.
If that is something you would like to see, let me know. I think that could be really interesting, actually, to figure out what the catch rates are over a couple year period on the bay and kind of see where we're at. Because, dude, even since March, it's been like, oh, yeah, somebody caught 20 pounds, but second place was like 12 or 15, which, 15 pounds for second place on the bay, that's a little rough.
At this time of year, you would think that they would be bringing in big bags.
Right. Yeah,
Big
I
bags.
completely agree.
Honestly. They're not all spawned out. They're still spawning right now.
There's a few. I think the majority are spawned out. All the fish I'm catching are spawned out. Again, I don't fish to win an open. I fish to win my club tournament, which most of the time is having a decent limit. If you have 5 fish for 14 pounds, you usually have a shot. We're not elite series anglers. We're local guys that like to fish, so it's a little bit different. But speaking of that, I have a tournament tomorrow.
Yep.
I got to get ready for it.
With that being said, we're gonna wrap it up for the night. We appreciate everybody tuning in tonight. We appreciate the comments and the likes and the shares, and we'll try to bring you some content throughout the week, and we will definitely be live again next Friday. So thank you guys for tuning in. Peace out.